The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Where's my money, bitch?
Just look at this bird right here.
Oh God,
Look at his paw.
bird. It's bird. Legitimately, that happened to him. He told me about that earlier. He actually had a hawk when he was up in the morning, and it actually flew by his area.
Jordy.
What the? Holy crap!
Look at this motherfucker.
It is. It's absolutely insane. It's
Look at
just
that.
absolutely
Look at that.
just absolutely just insane.
Very.
Especially in the New York area. It's just absolutely just crazy. So that's just something I learned today, and
especially too, like when the hawk was about to send off of the roof, you could tell of its wingspan. That is like freaking massive, man.
Oh yeah,
I was like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was a sandhill crane, it might have been Mothman.
Crane? No, it'll be Paul Blart.
Oh God.
Or as Bill would say,
the one scene that I am ashamed of that I laughed at in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. There's nothing to laugh at, so I had to laugh at something.
Yeah, get this, Jared. The only thing I saw out of Paul Blart 2 is the actual review that Alex and Romy did. That was like the best.
You know what's funny? Because in this episode, we're gonna review something where I didn't laugh once. Yeah.
And let's just say that I saw this movie too late in my life.
I laughed once.
Maybe once.
And then I was done.
I chuckled maybe once, and that was it. I was stone-faced throughout the entire thing. But I'm going to save my thoughts on it for now, because let's face it, this episode is go big or go home. It's Jared's last episode for now of the show. This is it. We can't fuck around. We can't be lazy about what we're gonna do here. We gotta go big or go home, right, Yoshi?
Jared, look at this.
What happened?
Look at bird.
That's holy crap. That's huge.
Okay,
yeah, my
Yoshi,
dad just
you
posted this
behave
on Instagram. Just hey.
But yeah, the whole thing, this go big or go home time. This is literally just like. And hopefully I won't spend over an hour talking about my topic today. Please don't make me go. Oh God, I have to restrain myself with my topic today. I really.
Then I just join you.
Yeah,
and
let's
that
see
is
how long we're gonna restrain ourselves.
And that is where I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna take a poop.
Yeah. I can't talk too long. I gotta poo. It almost feels like it's gonna be fate. We're gonna have to review that movie someday. It's almost fate. It's destiny. Oh, come on, restrain yourself.
That movie is like gold.
It is gold. I mean, Fred Durst is the greatest frontman of the 21st century.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is the greatest film director of all time. Move over, Marty. Move over, Steven Spielberg. Fred Durst is the best filmmaker of all time.
No. There we go. Move over, Tarantino.
Yeah, move him over too.
Move
over Sam Mendes. Move over freaking Terrence Malick sucks. But
Terrence Fincher.
Move over Kevin Smith. This guy is.
Move over David Fincher.
David Fincher. Oh, right. I forgot to mention, we have to start the show by saying this. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. You will forever be missed. His best movie role is by far and away Happy Gilmore. Sorry, Romy. I want to pay my respects, so don't bother me about Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, too, that he was 100 days away from being 100 this year. I think.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was, yeah. It
Yeah.
was, when I saw the news about that, and it reminded me of how when Betty White passed away 2 weeks before she turned 100, or was it a week or two? I can't quite remember. And it was the New Year's Eve too. It made it even worse. It's just like ugh.
That's like the biggest nail in the coffin of that year.
Yeah. Oh, eat your heart out, Uwe Boll. Oh wait, he's
fuck
Uwe. Uwe Boll is.
That's
Listen,
a good one.
I found out recently that Uwe Boll has returned to filmmaking. I found out recently he's directing another film this year.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Really? Ooh.
Oh, I meant
Uwe Boll?
ooh. I meant ooh. No.
I even saw Alone in the Dark and pure curiosity.
Yeah,
I saw. I was too busy preparing for my topic.
Jared, you know about that, right?
Listen, I don't know how it went for you because remember I was too busy doing what I was supposed to do for my topic. I don't know how it went, but dude. I can't imagine Alone in the Dark being too kind to you.
I thought Alien vs. Predator Requiem was dark.
No, fuck Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Then we could kiss my ass.
Now, question. I wonder which is better, the Alone in the Dark movie or that, like, reboot of Alone in the Dark that they did, like, in the 2000s? The video game itself.
Oh, the video game? Oh, God.
2005 is worse.
Oh, Jesus. I can't even. God. What's worse, the sequel to Alone in the Dark or the first one? Megan, I heard the first one's not even the second.
Wait, there's a sequel to Alone in the Dark?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it's Alone in the Dark, pretty much in name only.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it. Yeah. Oh no, Uwe Boll produced it too, so I guess it's not exactly in name only. I was thinking of House of the Dead 2. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of House of the Dead 2.
Okay.
But Alone in the Dark 2 did happen, but it was a direct-to-video movie, but I don't recognize any of this other than that because I know the first one because it's how bad it is. I mean,
it's so bad.
I mean, I heard that the audio commentary for this movie of Uwe Boll, I heard it was like he was pretty much. I think he criticized the people who hated the movie in the commentary. I think.
Which makes me to believe, like, I wonder why Uwe Boll actually got blocked off of Letterboxd for blocking people.
Oh, thank God he got blocked. Jesus.
I didn't know he got blocked.
He got blocked because he was criticizing people who shat on his movies. I shit you not.
Yep.
Wow.
And I can't believe that here's another thing about Alone in the Dark. It got a soundtrack album in 2005. This is one of the longest fucking soundtracks I've ever seen. 2 hours and 31 minutes, and it was spread across 2 discs.
What the heck?
For Alone in the fucking Dark.
What? I wouldn't even spend 1 penny on that soundtrack.
You got a trailer for that piece of shit? I haven't even seen any of that past the third one. The third one was so awful. I'm like, oh no, the second one was the worst one.
I think I saw the second one.
The second one is the worst fucking movie of the entire franchise.
I think I saw that one, but then afterwards,
and it was my worst film of 2020. Wait, come on, 2021, 21 or 22? No, 21. That sounds about 20.
2020.
Oh, 2020. Oh, gee, no wonder it was the worst. I mean, oh my God,
that was my number 2.
I mean, I thought the first one was bad, but the second one's even worse.
Oh God, dude! Like I was literally just like suffering through the second one.
It has no plot. But none of them have plots, but that one especially.
It's funny to me that these movies aren't they basically just Fathom events now?
Yeah, they don't even get theatrical. Like Voltage Pictures is so desperate because nobody wants to touch this movie that they have to resort to fucking Fathom events.
That's so sad.
Thank you, Jose.
And also the original studio who co-financed the original one, they went bankrupt. They went bankrupt after 2 films. Like Kidnap with Halle Berry was their first release, as far as I know, and then and then they went bankrupt.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like that was a waste of your time. Like And keep in mind, Voltage, the production company responsible for this whole franchise, previously, the two films that they're best known for are The Hurt Locker and Wind River. And yet this is what they do now?
Talk about going from landing in a gold mine to now going down in a freaking dumpster.
They did those two films, and then after that, they just made a bunch of bullshit. Like, they produced was this after came out, The Haunting of Sharon Tate? They did that movie.
Oh God! Oh
they did
God!
The sequels.
I hate that movie.
They did the Nicole Brown Simpson sequel, and then I think they did one on Eileen Wuornos.
Oh yeah.
Sharon Tate.
that same year, like he did the Eileen Wuornos movie, and he did something else too.
Oh jeez, that guy is stick to documentaries. Seriously, that guy who Daniel something.
Yeah, I think he did the doc for Never Sleep Again. That's
he did that, and he did the Friday the 13th documentary. I think what's it called? Crystal Lake Memories.
Yeah.
He did. Let's see what this fucking guy's done. Daniel Ferrand is his name. He produced The Haunting of Connecticut. That movie sucks.
Yeah.
He did the Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. That movie sucks.
And
he did Amityville, The Awakening. That movie sucks. And he did a Ted Bundy movie, which was
That's the other one.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Halloween 6, the producer's cut is like so much worse.
I heard it's even worse than the theatrical version.
Literally, oh my God.
He did the Scream documentaries too. He better not touch my baby Scream. He better not touch it, or else I'll send the smoke monster after his ass. Okay, restrain yourself. Jeez, I'll talk about it when I get to my topic. Jesus, but
don't tell me what I can't do.
Restrain yourself. Oh God, But yeah, this guy's also done some History Channel shit. He's done he did that other the Girl Next Door, not the one I put on the wheel, the horror movie Girl Next Door, which was co-written by he co-wrote it.
Isn't that the one with Jennifer Lawrence?
No, that's with I don't recognize any of these people.
Okay. There's one movie with Jennifer Lawrence that's kind of like that.
I think I saw the
DVD
cover for that movie.
Something something called Havenhurst, and something he's best known for those 4 movies I mentioned, with the whole freaking let's exploit the real life events of these other things and make it fictionalized to the point where it's insulting and offensive. Put it in a landfill. Put it into a landfill. I know he wasn't meaning that, but you know what I mean. Okay, I had enough. Let's talk topics. William, you go first.
All right, credit to Hunter Hughes for bringing up this topic to the film forum. So it says here, the Prey director would love to include Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Prey sequel.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. Prey wasn't established itself as essentially Predator for the new generation. We can't just bring back fucking people again over and over. They did it in The Predator, and that movie is fucking cursed. They brought back they made it with Jake Busey's character in that movie. It was basically Gary Busey's son in Predator, because in Predator 2, and yet Jake Busey is actually Gary Busey's son. It's just The Predator sucks. It sucks. And then Alien vs. Predator Requiem, let's make the main character Dallas just cuz.
So it says here,
Dallas, because he was a character in the first movie, in the first Alien movie. Let's make it.
Yeah.
How many times we're gonna mention AVP? Anyway, continue.
I don't know. So it says here, Prey director Dan Trachtenberg, I believe that's how you say his name.
I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name.
He has declared that there is still time to add in the Predator star Arnold Schwarzenegger or Predator 2 star Danny Glover to whatever Prey sequel may eventually emerge.
Again, I feel like that's pretty pointless fan service. Why can't you just focus on new characters every single time? An anthology. This is why I liked Prey so much. It was started up as sort of an anthology series from this point forward. That's what Predator should be, an anthology series. Go to feudal Japan. Go to all these different narratives and different time plays.
Yeah,
No more world building. None of that shit no more. Anthology. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just that's one I would love to see. Like, put it in like the Japanese like type of culture. That's what I'd love to see.
Put the Predator in the Lost Universe. Oh my god, enough!
The director behind the Predator prequel smash hit has recently asked whether, despite Prey being set in the 1700s, there were ever any conversations about bringing Schwarzenegger back into the fray, and whether there is a chance of adding Arnold Schwarzenegger in the future. But here's the thing, though, too. How old is Arnold Schwarzenegger again? Like in his 70s?
I think he's in his 70s.
Because, I mean, if he were to get like physically trained just to be in a Predator sequel, I wouldn't mind it. But here's the thing, though, too. Like Victor mentioned, I feel like they should have like focused on like different groups of like.
He's 76.
Oh wow.
Let's see. I'm getting tired of this trend and everything. Like, to me, it's like it's fun. It's fine with Star Wars and like stuff, and even like
it made sense. Ghostbusters,
and even in like Halloween, 2018 and stuff.
Let's not forget Screams 5 and 6, boy.
But I'm saying, like, I hate this trend of like digging people out of their graves, out of their early graves to just bring them back. Ellen Burstyn for Exorcist Believer.
Oh my god, I can't believe they're bringing her back. Why? Ellen Burstyn's character for The Exorcist Believer. The Exorcist Believer. This movie looks like it looks fucking horrible. First,
yeah. Like, why do we need another Exorcist sequel?
Leslie Odom Jr. could carry that fucking movie just fine. I think he's a very capable actor. So
like,
why?
I know we were talking. We've been talking about Prey, but I do need to say, like, it's kind of like at this point when I was watching that trailer. The beginning of the trailer with like the girls and Leslie Odom Jr. and stuff, I was like, before I knew it was a Exorcist trailer, I was like, this looks really this looks really cool and everything. And then it just ended up looking like every other kind of exorcism movie ever.
And then the Exorcist music came on, which made it even more just.
Jeez. Speaking with Variety, Trachtenberg admitted that he does not yet know quite how to do things, suggesting that he isn't yet sure how he would go to bringing Schwarzenegger or Glover back for Prey 2, but the filmmaker is learning.
It shouldn't be called Prey 2. Call it something else.
Yeah, like.
Don't focus on Naru anymore. Focus on somebody else.
Yeah, because if you watch Prey, Naru's story was mostly like
the character's over. The character's finished. Frankly, the development's over.
Focus on a different character too. Don't like bring her back for.
And plus, how are you gonna bring Schwarzenegger into their fucking? Don't make this a multiverse, please, for the love of God.
No. Or like 65, where he ends up in the past.
Not 65.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 65 million years later. Ugh. Jeez. Why is that? That was the full title of the fucking movie, too. No, 65 million years ago. 65. I don't know why they. Fuck that movie. Anyway.
I don't even know, though, too. But.
Unless the studio's demanding this. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't. While we await further news regarding what will come next for Predator and Prey, Dan Trachtenberg has revealed that exciting conversations are happening. I can't really say anything about that right now, but I'll say while we were finishing the movie, we were having really exciting conversations, he said earlier this month. The studios, myself, the writer, and the producers about what crazy things could we do next. And I've never stopped. No one stopped thinking about how cool things could be going forward.
honestly, it's not. I think it's not time for the franchise to move forwards. It's time to move backwards. I mean, I know that sounds like a horrible figure of speech because you are moving forward with Prey. I'm talking about timeline wise. Go as back as you could get. Make a caveman movie, a Predator movie if you want to.
Yes, you just got a bunch of like
It's pretty much
pro magnons like with their monkey fists just throwing bones at the Predator.
Jeez.
Yeah, Hunter Hughes mentioned too that I would agree with him that the next one should really take place in feudal Japan and really focus, maybe put in some like samurai shit in there too. I would love to see
Put
that.
in some Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, put it in there. Let's put it in there in all in the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
like-
like you could do anything with Predator. You could do almost anything. Like that's why I love Predator. It's Predator more of an Alien because you could do more with it. Alien, you can't really do much with it.
Yeah,
It's the same shit. James Cameron tried and he successfully did it. But otherwise, everybody started, you know what? Let's go back to the first one. Go back to the first one. We don't have a movie that's like Aliens ever again in the Alien franchise. And no, I'm not counting AVP. So
okay, Hunter Hughes says no. Haruki
Sanada again. He's on Lost in the last season. God damn it! Damn it! I'll talk about that hopefully. But anyway, stop it with the Lost. Stupid.
And that's all I got for my topic. And I would love to, but really, the sequel that I want to see in the Prey is literally feudal Japan. Give me that shit. Like,
yeah, that's what
I'm
I was
mostly
Yeah,
invested
well,
with that
yeah.
kind of
How
stuff.
about 10,000 BC? But it doesn't suck. As long as you don't get Roland Emmerich, you should be fine.
Yeah, like I remember one time when I went to a museum in London, there would be a top floor. There would be like a lot of samurai armor and all the what's behind the culture of feudal Japan. And I thought to myself, maybe that could be something you would see in a Prey sequel. And I would love to see that shit go down.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. And also, I have other ideas in terms of what you could do. Let's do one all about, let's see, what other points of history I could do it. Put it in Napoleon times. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh. Or
my
see here. Maybe Egyptian? I don't know.
A troop of Napoleon's men are going into Russia and everything during the winter, and then a predator shows up.
Mother Russia.
And then it basically
have
ends
the
up being a thing a little bit.
Have him fight the wall. What about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon for that matter?
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
Or how about put the Predator in freaking Egypt or something? I don't know.
Well, that's actually not a bad idea.
That's pretty solid.
Or I don't know, Down Under. I don't know.
Make sure
you could do some
there.
aliens and pyramid stuff there.
Alien, no alien, no more AVP connections. No, they're completely separate. Yeah. AVP and AVPR are not canon as far as I'm concerned. They're not canon anymore. Because if they did work canon, they would fuck up the timeline. It would fuck up everything with the mythology. And with Alien Covenant pretty much retconning everything, you know? It don't make no sense.
Yeah,
like
that's
how
all
can that fucking Michael Fassbender go back to fucking Egyptian times and start that war between the alien? Doesn't make any sense. It really does not. But anyway, yeah, good topic. Jordy, I want you to go next.
Do what?
I want you to go next. It's your topic now.
I might not have a topic concerning what I'm going through.
Oh, right. I completely forgot.
I feel so bad for you, Jordy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I really do. To be honest with you, I went through the same thing as well when I lost my Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
In case you people don't know what they're talking about, yesterday, my dog Cookie, like my eldest dog, had to be put down. She had been with this family since September 7th, 2010. So next month on the 7th would have been 13.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
But I will say though, she lived a very happy life. She was loved. She was, very well taken care of. And I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I'm just kind of, hoping that this month ends sooner rather than later, because this month, before it even ends, has been the shits.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say most of the whole year for me has been shit. It's not just this month, but still.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving my take on this.
Yeah.
I completely understand, Jordy.
I really do, Jordy.
Yeah.
If there's one thing out of all this that I say for certainty, is that nothing is by chance, and nothing is ever to be taken for granted. So just know that always make sure you keep what you have until it's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I want to add something to what Jordy is talking about. So my first dog that I had in my life was a Shih Tzu named Blue. And I remember too, like the very first time that I had him in my house, I felt like a strong connection with him, because I would just hang out with him all the damn time. Like whether I would be working from home, where he'd be sitting next to my legs, and we would just play fetch with him when he was like a young lad. And by the time he reached 18 and a half years old,
well, that's very long.
He started building cataracts in his eyes, and his hearing was really out of it. And the toughest thing we could do is to put him down. And
18 years though. That's pretty long. Pretty long life, to be fair.
Yeah, because usually Shih Tzus live around like 10 to 16 years. And
but he raised 18.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but
with my dog, in Cookie's case, she had like her heart and her lungs was looking bad. So
yeah. And I'll never forget when we walked out of the animal center after we put Blue down. My younger brother Timothy was a mess, and he started like crying uncontrollably. And I remember to be in the middle seat of a BMW where I was giving him all the comfort he can give. And I turned him over and I said, Timmy, the best thing we could do about him is to celebrate his legacy, and hopefully he will be in a special place in our hearts. And I want to show him this picture of him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I missed him so much.
Yeah.
I remember you sending me that picture on Facebook, actually, on Messenger.
Yeah. I just,
because that was around the time I had lost like my cat. Oh my gosh, we're talking some morbid stuff, but it's good to get it out.
It's funny because Lost does deal with morbid stuff, especially when you get to the last season. It's funny when you get to the finale. Jesus. I'll get to that, trust me. But anyway,
I think I do have a topic relating to Bray Wyatt, which there was.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead.
There is an update regarding his cause of death.
Because when I heard about this, I was shocked. I mean, it's death. I don't know anything about this.
I'm sure everybody else was too. But what I'm about to reveal to you is something that was given to me by a friend, which TMZ reported not too long ago.
TMZ, wow.
Yeah, well, you never know what comes up every now and then. So, apparently, as we all know, Bray Wyatt suffered a heart attack, which was the cause of death at the age of 36. Now, the reason of said heart attack was because there are some people in this world that suffer from a medical condition, whether it be heart-related or anything else. Kind of like our channel, owner, David 3000, because he has had multiple heart surgeries, okay?
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt's case, he might have been suffering from a heart problem, and according to TMZ, Bray Wyatt died during his nap because he had a heart attack because he was napping without his doctor recommended heart defibrillator.
Oh, jeez.
Meaning, without the heart defibrillator, it was gonna, cause him a heart attack, whether he was resting or whatnot. So that's how he died, because he did not have his defibrillator on.
Yikes.
So if anybody feels that this was unexpected, no, it was simply, I would say, an accident, in my view. He forgot to put the defibrillator on.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can, stop, thinking, negative stuff of what may have happened to him, who could have poisoned this, that, or the third. No. He just forgot to put on his heart defibrillator recommended by his doctor.
Yeah. Yikes.
So yeah, that's the reason why he died. If anybody's got thoughts on this, please speak now or go
forever hold your peace. Nah.
Oh God.
But yeah. So our thoughts go out with him too, his family too, because I mean, especially with the long career he had.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny that some people keep thinking that WWE should celebrate him.
They should do a tribute, at least in my opinion.
Well, they have been doing that in a sense, but the thing is, in my view, it's kind of hard to celebrate someone with a very good career when they've been nothing but buried over and over again.
That's true. Fuck Vince. There we go. That's something lighthearted where I could say, fuck Vince McMahon.
But I will say, though, the accomplishments he did have, whether Vince was in charge or not, is irrelevant, because Vince being in charge is relevant. His accomplishments, however, like being WWE champion and then 2-time Universal champion, I mean, honestly, I can't take that out of the context, because it's official that Bray became champion, when Vince was in charge. But if Vince wasn't in charge, he still would become champion. So I'd say if you were to become WWE champion, then you obviously made it and you had a successful career. So again, sure, he's been buried multiple times.
Especially, like, his last match was a burial.
Well, technically, he didn't get buried. In fact, he was the one who buried LA Knight. So
I know, but it feels, I don't know. That match was not very good. But anyway, that's besides my point.
It's like Dan said last week. Don't think about, the last match he had. Think about all the great memories he made. It's not just regarding a match, but everything he did. Because if you only remember someone by their last match, then you're just only thinking about something that obviously was...
I mean, nobody's going to remember Ric Flair's final match. Nobody's going to remember that. You're going to remember all the better matches he had. So, but again, that was just an example. I don't know why.
Well, his last match in the WWE was actually awesome. So
I mean, like his last match, period.
But I know. The event by JCP, Jim Crockett Promotions, I know.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But let me attempt to turn it around and do something more positive, even though it's going to be hard considering the material that I have to work with. Give me a minute because I have to get my fucking camera on. Hold on. I got to get my shit together. Yeah. Let's see how long I'm going to last.
Oh, God.
Talking about this.
And let's see how long I'm going to be taking a massive poopy.
Let's see how long I'm going to be lasting talking about. Let me get my shit.
I might even start going in on this.
Well, trust me, I want you to interact with me. Damn it! I intended this to be.
I'll just be stone faced the whole time.
No. The whole thing, because I mean, this was never planned to be. Because I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now, but like I intended. Possibly when Jared came back, once we landed on the movie that he landed on the wheel, that I would do this. But it actually, I was wiping through this show left and right, like right when I got to year 3, and I was just wiping it back and forth in succession, rapid succession, throughout almost a week.
Let's see, like once you get through the first 3 seasons and everything, it's a cakewalk to finish because it's short.
It's short.
Thank God it's actually short. God. Actually,
I'll get to why because and again, I don't want to ruin my ranking. I'm gonna rank the entire series of Lost, 6 seasons. I'm gonna say this right now. This was a journey. This was a journey that I'm glad I finally took. Watching this whole show, I mean, this is the show, even though J.J. Abrams was already kind of a household name at this point because of Alias and Felicity, this show was how he became popular. And then Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, even though they did shows before, this is what put them on the map pretty much, especially Lindelof. I mean, he was just a writer on Crossing Jordan before this, and nobody remembers that show, but they remember Lost significantly. And it changed television forever. I mean, to the point where the first act of the pilot, which, mind you, is 2 hours long, when you combine both parts together, Act 1 is literally 22 minutes long without any commercial interruption. That was revolutionary even back then, pretty much showing almost the entire first half an hour without commercials. That was ballsy even for the time. And the stuff that this show did, good, bad, or ugly, they took a chance on everything they did. And I'm not going to say here that I wouldn't consider any of the seasons horrible or abysmal. If anything, the bottom is more so mediocre to good in terms of my bottom tier. And I also feel like, by the way, spoilers are incoming. They're very much incoming. I can't talk about the show about the spoilers. Do you want to put up the hand the entire time?
That's why I'm going to take my headset off.
Oh, great.
Oh,
wonderful. Yeah, eat while you do this. I haven't even had dinner yet. I'm sorry. I should have went and asked what was for fucking dinner. Wonderful. I have to figure it out. Maybe when I'm done with this, I'll go ask. But this is going to take me a while, so please bear with me. I hope I'm not going to take an hour when it comes to ranking all the show, because there's only 6 seasons of the show. However, I have so much to say, and it's so dense. I have a lot to say. So I'm gonna waste no further time and go to the bottom. I'm going to work my way up. Number 6, I think might be a controversial opinion. I'm not sure what the Lost fandom thinks of this season, but I don't think if they put it near the bottom, sure, whatever. Some of my takes here are going to be hot. Let's put it this way. So my number 6, I'm going to pour my full screen so I won't have my screen like putting too much glare when I put these up. Number 6 is season 5.
Whoa. Well, I mean, I understand.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
But I wouldn't call the season bad. No, far from it. The problem with this season is it's fucking convoluted. It's the most convoluted fucking season ever.
I will agree with you with that because my best friend who got me into the show, he was like, like season 5 has like all these problems and stuff that I do see. And then at the same time, he was like, I don't care. I love it.
I mean, I like
which is how I
never
feel.
said it was bad. I never said any of the show is bad. I'm just saying this is the most convoluted.
It is.
I just got stone-faced and confused sometimes when I went through this. And I was just like, what do they think they're doing? I understand exactly what they were doing. Like, I understand this season focuses mainly on the time travel shit. This is right after season 4. This is right after what's his face moves the island. Ben moves the island. What's Ben?
Yes.
Yes, Ben was the one. I'm thinking of when Locke goes, pretty much dies and sacrifices himself in this season here. I got confused there because he pushed the wheel to get dead, I suppose. But this season, it starts out, the premiere is actually still pretty strong. I actually wrote down some of my favorite episodes here. But my favorite thing about season 5, out of all the convoluted shit, which I'll probably talk about, the relationship between Sawyer and Juliet. That's the strongest element of this entire fucking season. And I guess I'll talk about the more, especially Juliet. She's one of my favorite characters of the entire series. But that relationship is the strength of this entire season. And I love certain elements this season. I guess I'll go one at a time. I have Wikipedia up to help me in terms of what are my favorite episodes and what are my least favorite. And I also wrote it down on a piece of paper too. Let's see. My favorite episodes are the premiere, Because You Left. And that's pretty much when the this is like fuck. You see, I'm already forgive me if I'm brain farting. Remember, I spread through this shit in a matter of days. So forgive me if everything seems like it's running like it's one thing. So excuse me. So essentially what they want to do, especially the whole thing, is that this is after the Oceanic Six came back home. So that's of course Jack, Kate, Sun, Saeed, Hurley, and Desmond. You could also say Ben as well, but he's not part of the Six because he was a very mean guy before. It's pretty much their journey to go back on the island, pretty much figure out a way to go back on the island to save everybody else, because remember, Ben moved the island, so no, everybody else is gone somewhere else. And because
the island teleports.
The island it teleports in the sea. It just goes. It's almost like they drowned, but they didn't. And in the meantime, while that's happening, going on, trying to find a way to get back on the island, there are also the remaining people who are on the island. So led by Locke mainly.
Also, this is one complaint, like I will say, with this season, that it is kind of funny, but like, I guess like, unless you are a named character in this show, if you were on that flight and everything, and you were on that island, you didn't matter because they all just die.
They all just die.
Except if you are a named character in this show.
Here's the thing, though. Some of the characters who did survive that stupid flight to get them back, some of them are not particularly memorable.
Yeah.
Iana, that way she was never memorable. Even in season 6, she's not memorable. I'll get to her character in season 6 because she got done pretty dirty. Pretty dirty. Speaking of which, Charlotte got done pretty fucking dirty in this season. Pretty dirty. She just abruptly dies. And although Daniel's reaction to this, I think that's what sells that moment. And Dan, of course, is a great character. But yeah, this whole season is just convoluted shit. And they pretty much go back. The remaining people on the island who are a named character go back in time several times because of these flashes. I remember it's a stupid noise. It's always too loud. And every time it happened, like, my sister was like, "No, turn it down. It's too loud." That goes to show you that these fucking Blu-rays are. If you don't have these Blu-rays, buy all of them. Seriously, I think that the sound, especially on the Blu-rays, are phenomenal. They go back to several time points, but most of the time they stuck in. They're in the 1970s with the origins of the Dharma Initiative, and they decide, hey, let's pretty much go in here and live out 3 years and live in the Dharma organization, the initiative, excuse me, and pretty much settle their time there. And they get used to it, especially Sawyer and Juliet. They really get used to it. They fall in love and all that stuff, and everybody else is very quaint about their existence in that one. And then that's when Jack and Kate, everybody else comes back, and it just gets really complicated from there. But my favorite episodes, Because You Left the premiere, I wrote The Lie, the episode that immediately follows it.
Yep.
Which is pretty much when Hurley. It's a Hurley focus episode, I believe, if I remember correctly. When they're trying to get back, and Hurley doesn't want to go, and you see Anna Lucia again for the first time since the second season because Michelle Rodriguez plays Ana Lucia. Yeah, she was on this fucking show, guys. For anybody who
She's freaking awesome. Has one of my favorite flashbacks ever.
Oh, I'll get to that when I get to season 2. I'll get to that because that her flashback episode is actually one of my favorites of that season. But yeah, and God, I wish I had an abbreviated, like, Wikipedia. It just makes the whole plot look complex, even though I know what happens in it. Jesus. So pretty much, yeah, Hurley has a hard time lying about what the Oceanics lied about because they made some shit up to protect everybody else on the island. And this is when sorry, I'm just looking through the plot description to make sure I understand what I remember here, because sometimes my memory could be a piece of crap. So this is when Kate takes Aaron to Sun. That's right, and I'll talk about Aaron in a minute. And also, yeah, shit, yeah, you see how my brain cells are fucking healing right now. I'll move on because I'm taking
You're doing
too long.
great.
The Life and Death of Jeremy Bentham, which is pretty much the flashback, pretty much explaining how Locke pretty much died.
That is one of the saddest things.
Yeah. It is pretty sad. I mean, nobody believes him. And pretty much Ben, in his infinite wisdom, just kills him.
Ben Linus is one of my absolute favorite characters in the show, and he is a shit at the same time.
I have a lot to say about Ben, but I'm not going to say it in this season. I'm not going to say it, I have a lot to say about Ben, because I think he's one of the best characters on this show. I'll say that. He's one of the best characters on the show, and he's a real piece of fucking shit for the most part. Except maybe for some parts of this season, he's not a piece of shit. In season 6, he kind of redeems himself. But for the most part, he's a piece of shit. Let's not forget what he did. Like, seriously. So yeah, that episode is fantastic. Although I was Le Fjord, which is, I think, is the episode that follows it. I love that episode. Pretty much explaining what has happened to everybody in the 3 years when they, with the whole time travel element, and that's how you know that that's when the blossom between the relationship between Juliet and Sawyer really gets going. And I find it funny that I guess the pregnant woman Amy is actually played by Michelle Dessler from 24, who's also in Alien vs Predator Requiem. God damn it!
Oh my god!
Too many Alien vs Predator Requiem references. Damn it. Anyway, yeah, she's in this season, which shocked me. She played, for the record, she plays the military chick in Alien vs Predator Requiem. The military chick. Yeah, fuck that movie anyway. So that episode I think is absolutely fantastic. Let's see what I have here. Else I have here, because I wrote down the names of the episodes. Dead is Dead. I believe that's the one where. Isn't that the one?
It's been over a year since I've seen this.
It's the one where. Oh, that's right. That's the one where Ben is actually going to Smokey, the smoke monster, to judge. He gets judged for letting Alex die, his daughter.
Okay, yeah.
That one was good because I liked Michael Emerson's performance in that season. Yeah, I like that one. The Variable. That's the one that's the 100th episode that involves Faraday. It's the Faraday one where he gets,
it's sort of a sequel
to The Constant, which I will be talking about because, of course, it's one of my favorite episodes because every Lost fan fucking says that. Hold your thought on that. Hold your thought. And the season finale, The Incident, and I think that is fantastic. Except for when the show abruptly decides to stop. Right when Juliet sacrificed her life. Just with the fucking nuclear bomb. Start up, you son of a bitch. Cuts to white. Then the Lost title card comes up. Indicating I was
it
like,
works when you know that the 6th season is in your hand to put in after.
Yeah, it works. It works when you have it right there. Okay, I don't mind. But remember, people had to wait 10 months for season 6.
Yeah.
So when you end like that, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. But since I have it in my hand, didn't bother me that much, but it still kind of bothered me, but
Yeah.
not as much. But still, that episode's fucking fantastic with the whole trying to detonate the nuclear bomb so everything could pretty much potentially, they don't have to be part of the fucking crash that ended up landing on the island in the first place. Of course, we know in season 6 that didn't work, but still, I appreciate the effort and Juliet pretty much sacrificing her life to get that fucking shit started, and especially considering her death. When she falls out, it's pretty much a fake out. But yeah, that's a great finale, aside from the abrupt ending. Season 5 is just kind of complicated to talk about. It's just like
it's a lot.
And by the end of the season, most of this doesn't matter anymore. So that's pretty much why it's at the bottom, because pretty much after this, it's completely pointless. Aside from the fact which some elements of season 6 we'll talk about. So yeah, season 5 is just the bottom. I don't hate it, but it's my least favorite. Number 5. Sorry, Jared. It's your favorite season. And that's season 2.
No.
And the reason why is because the fucking pacing. The pacing is a little slow at times. And even though the writing's practically flawless, I care more about pacing. If anything, pacing is very important to me, and this season goes a little too slow, especially towards the middle. This one was the one I had to struggle getting through the most, because I was like, after this, I need a break, and I took a bit of a 2-day break and watching Lost after that, because I was just like, okay, I get you. And let's get to some of my favorite episodes, though, because there's a lot of great shit on this. Orientation. That's pretty much the first one with the Dharma film strip. Good namaste and good luck. I forgot what he says first. Congratulations, good luck. Good luck. Fuck, I forgot what Chang said. Damn, I'm not a true Lost fan. Anyway, but this also introduces the hatch. 14, 15, 16, 23, 42. This is one of the most iconic combinations of numbers in television history. To the point where, like, when everybody references those numbers, you know you're talking about Lost. That's how iconic those numbers are.
And those numbers show up everywhere in the series, like everywhere.
Did you notice, too, there's one that you might not recognize. In season 4, Touchstone Television became ABC Studios, and the ABC Studios logo after every episode from season 4 onwards, when at the beginning of it, when you see the clapboard, it has the number 14.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually has those numbers because I guess Lost meant so much to ABC. It saved them from bankruptcy pretty much, because ABC was struggling so much in the early 2000s after they exploited Who Wants to Be a Millionaire so many times, and the Super Bowl episode of Alias pretty much was the highest point that show ever had, and it was nothing but downhill after that. And this, Desperate Housewives, and God forbid I say Grey's Anatomy, saved the network. And season 2 was, I think, the most watched season in terms of viewership. The season premiere, I believe, is the highest rated premiere out of all of these seasons, even more than the first season. And there's a lot of characters I fucking love in this season. Ana Lucia apparently is a very controversial figure in the Lost fandom. I loved her character. I don't care.
My best friend and I have talked about this too. We don't like. I love her. I love her so, because I feel like I understand why she is the way she is.
Absolutely. The flashback episode does a great job showing that. I'm, at least in my opinion. And Michelle Rodriguez is fucking fantastic in the role. And yeah, I really like her character, and her flashback episode. I'm going to talk about that right now. Like that, when it gets to that pivotal fucking moment in that episode, I was pregnant. Boom. That hits hard.
Because we know throughout the episode that she was obviously on duty, and she got injured at one point and everything, and then she goes after this guy, and you find out he killed her baby, basically.
It's absolutely insane. Another one that I want to talk about. Let's see. Everybody hates Hugo in this season. That is one of the funniest episodes of the entire series. Because okay, anybody who doesn't know Lost at least knows Hurley. Everybody who hasn't never even heard of the show knows who Hurley is. And if you don't, let me tell you something right now about Hurley. If you don't like Hurley,
get off Rolf's property before Rolf gets his beating stick!
Bro, if you don't like Hurley, fuck off. I apparently there's very rare, like it's very rare for people actually that hate Hurley, and if you do, fuck off. Frankly, you get the smoke monster, get him out. But anyway, I like the relationship he has with his friend, who's played by DJ Qualis from that Hustle and Flow. I think where I know him from most. He was also in Road Trip, and God forbid we reviewed The New Guy. God forbid we reviewed that movie. But he's great in this as the best friend, although he does not appear ever again after this. But that relationship is really the heart of that episode. Yeah, and then it's also, them getting used to the hatch pretty much. And is this the one where... Oh, yeah, this is the one where Sawyer, Jin, and Michael... This is after, others. This is when they get captured by Mr. Echo, which, by the way, one of the best things about this season is fucking Mr. Echo.
Mr. Echo's amazing.
No, he is one of my favorite characters in the whole show, in the entire series.
And it's too bad that...
It's too bad.
It's too bad that he wanted a lot of money.
Exactly. The guy, I forget his name, he played Juan Bosi in The Bourne Identity as well.
They were going to have him come back in the sixth season for the finale, and he still was asking for too much money.
And the show's already expensive as it is. Come on. I mean, I don't pretty much in season... Well, I'll talk about his exit in season 3, because pretty much he was only in this season and the beginning of the next. But I love Mr. Echo. I love his backstory. I love his transformation as a character. I love that guy. He's also really wholesome too. That I really like about him. Aside from the whole when he went crazy. I'm pretty much gonna just push the button. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push the button. I'm not gonna build that church anymore. I'm gonna push the button. That's all I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But his episode this season, which was nominated for an Emmy, his backstory episode is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And another one that a lot of people seem to not like is the Charlie focused one. That's the one where he goes kind of crazy. Like, it's implied that he snorted the heroin and pretty much he went crazy and trying to protect the baby.
Here's the thing. That one's weird, but my least favorite Charlie episode is actually his second one in the first season.
Which is that one? The one where...
That's the one where he's in the flashbacks. He's trying to impress that woman, and
I hated her. He's just annoying.
He throws up, and then he makes the dumb decision of killing Ethan.
Oh, that's right. He killed Ethan in that episode. That's right.
Damon Lindelof has said that is his least favorite episode of the show.
I thought it was actually something different, which we'll get to. So I'm shocked about that.
He completely takes credit for that one that you're probably talking about, but
because the one that I'm going to talk about wasn't even written by him. But a lot of people hate this episode, although it's not my least favorite of the entire series, and I'll get to that because my least favorite episode is in that season, but it's just not the one you're thinking of.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
And I have some ideas, but...
Any other ones I'm going to talk about? Let's see. The Long Con. Oh, I love that.
Oh, the Long Con. That's great. Yeah.
Maternity Leave, one of the fucking scariest episodes I've ever seen in my life. That's the one where it explains what Claire was doing when she was absent in the first year. Ethan took her, and Alex... Rousseau's daughter trying to, let her escape, but the noise every time the flashback, it scared the shit out of me.
It's in the finale of season 2 that we get Desmond's flashbacks with Mr. Crab, right?
Isn't it before? Oh, no, that was a Saeed. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown was on the show, guys. Mr. Krabs even wanted a spot on Lost. Everybody, when this show came out, everybody wanted to be on Lost. Like, it was one of the rare network shows where you actually got fucking movie stars.
Also, I do want to say season 2, to me, has one of my all-time favorite openings because of that fucking song.
Which one? Which episode is that?
The first episode of season 1 with Make Your Own Kind of Music.
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
Being said, Desmond. I fucking love this character. He's not in it this season very much. He's only in it 3 episodes, and that's it. But Desmond makes such an impact that, and also, apparently, he was not even supposed to be a series regular, but they loved him that much. Same thing for Michael Emerson as Ben Linus. This motherfucker, or Henry Gale as he's called in this season. This motherfucker. Michael Emerson, he can act the shit out of this character. He got nominated for Emmys several times because of his performance here in this series. And he's phenomenal throughout the whole thing. But literally, he was supposed to be only in 3 or 4 episodes, and that was it. But no, they loved him that much. He became a main character from this point forward.
That's so good.
Oh God. Harvey lost his stuff.
Oh no.
You mean. Anyway. What else do I have here? Dave, that's the Libby folk, trying to tell Hurley he's not crazy. That's when they kind of kiss and they become kind of a couple for a little bit. And that's
for a little bit.
I'll get to that in just a second here. And that's the one where the guy, Dave, is actually played by one of the thieves from Ransom. I shit you not. One of the thieves from Ransom, which we previously reviewed, he's in that episode. And then the last one I want to talk about is 2 for the Road, where that's when Anna Lucia and Libby are shot for dead by Michael. That is one of the most shocking moments in the entire series. I was just agape when I saw that for the very first time. I was just like, I mean,
a lot of people hate Michael. I
don't hate
100%.
him. I understand.
But he makes so many dumb decisions.
I know, but at the same time, he would do anything to rescue Walt. Yeah. Anything. And that was the ultimate thing. And that came to bite him in the ass. But he did eventually get off the island in this season, actually. But, yeah, nothing much more. Oh, right. I forgot to mention one more episode. It's the episode Abandoned, where Shannon is killed off the show. By Anna Lucia. I mean, and this is when you start to really like Shannon as a character. That's when she grows into her own, stops being fucking annoying, and she's in a relationship with Saeed, and it's just abrupt, but goddamn, the episode's fantastic. So season 2, my main problem is the pacing. Now at number 4 is Jared's least favorite season 3. Yeah. Now listen, I get it why people don't like this season for the most part, at least the first half. But this season, to me, it improved the pacing issues from this. A lot of people think this has pacing issues. No, not for me. I feel like I was never bored.
Yeah, see, I have pacing issues with that one in the first, 6 episodes.
This also introduces Juliet, again, one of my favorite Lost characters ever. Top 5 easily. That's probably one of the reasons why I put this so high, too. Because of her. And her character development. And her transformation to becoming one of the others. Becoming one of the cast, kind of part of everybody. Part of the good guys. I think that transformation is just wonderfully done. Even in the early episodes, I love that fucking character. I'm sorry. I don't know how you feel about Juliet, but I fucking love that character.
I love her. She's hot too.
Yeah. But as a character, let's put that aside. But yeah,
as a character, she's hot.
This is juvenile, but And this is also why I don't hate Stranger in a Strange Land, which many people consider to be the worst episode of Lost ever. Even I thought Damon Lindelof thought that was the worst episode. He didn't even write that.
No, but he apologizes for it.
But the reason why I don't hate it as much as everybody people, yes, the flashbacks are fucking horrible. But it's with Jack trying to save Juliet from getting executed. That part I really did like. That's why I don't hate that episode compared to other people. But the flashbacks.
It is only the flashbacks.
And that stupid fucking woman that forget her fucking name. The Taiwanese woman. God, she's horrible. Yeah. And I'm sorry, her acting was not very good either. I'm sorry. And she just like having kind of a one-night stand with Jack, and I'm gonna put tattoos on. Did she see tattoos as a way to show people for who they really are? It's so fucking pretentious.
And the thing is, it's like those are Matthew Fox's actual tattoos. And they try to apply meaning to them within the context of the show.
It's just fucking tattoos. Move on. It's just fucking tattoos. Who cares? Yes, I know probably continuity-wise, we probably would, but still, I don't hate the episode because of the stuff with Juliet. Okay, A Tale of Two Cities, the premiere, I love that, and it's actually only the second and final episode that J.J. Abrams actually wrote for the show. Yes, he created the show, but he only wrote the pilot and that episode. That's it. He's hands off. And people blame him for the finale. No, you're just have to blame Damon and Carlton for that. Sorry. JJ was hands off after pretty much the season 1 and this. So, God, yeah. Let's see here. Come on. Why I hate having. I should have multiple tabs open in terms of what it's Lost season 3. And just put Wikipedia okay, there's brief synopsis here on Google, so I could use these. Let's see what I have here. Next one I want to talk about, The Cost of Living. Which one was that one? Was that the second episode? No, that was the 5th. Oh, no. This is the one where Echo is killed off. Yeah. That is one of the most heartfelt, emotional episodes I've ever seen. It's too bad they killed Echo off too soon. It's way too fucking soon. And all because that guy wanted fucking money. I get it. But at the same time, you're on such a hit show. I'm just like, if you want to like go back to doing movies, because this is what he's most known for doing at this point, just movies. If you want to go back to movies, fine. But payment disputes, come on, man. Come on. Like, it's too bad.
It just reminds me that now that you just mentioned that, I remember Lawrence Fishburne, a very well, African American actor. He was in CSI for more than 3 seasons, 2 episodes as a guest. Yeah,
that's right.
And pretty much every episode up until the season finale of season 11 as a regular. And the reason why he left after the whole, season 11, finale, which I will not give away because I don't want to give out any spoilers like you are. Yeah, I know. I'm starting to get my sense of humor back. Apparently, he wanted to go back into movies because, again, it's not. I don't know if it was a matter of it was paying more.
I don't think so. I think it was more like he wanted to go back to movies, which is fine. But this was a payment dispute.
Basically that kind of decision. But I just wanted to put that out there because
I get that. I get that.
I can understand certain actors wanting to transit from TV back to movies.
Yeah, because nowadays with modern TV, it's just a fine line where movie actors are on television all the fucking time. So this is when it was different when movie actors and TV actors were
didn't mix.
They didn't mix, except for like special guest stars every once in a while. But that episode I fucking love. I do, which is the one where Sawyer fucks Kate, for lack of a better term.
Yep.
Ovo 2, that's the one Nathan Fillion is on. As of course, Nathan Fillion's fucking fantastic. And he plays a great role pretty much with the flashbacks with Kate settling down with Nathan Fillion, but then because of her past and because she pretty much fucking killed her father because of pretty much being a piece of shit to her mother, blow the fuck up. That's another one in season 2 I forgot to talk about, where she blows him the fuck up. But that's a great episode. And of course, the iconic ending of that, run, Kate, run! That leaves an impact. As speaking of what, I'll talk about that moment later. That one moment, which everybody knows. Not in Portland, which is I think the first Juliet focus episode. Both Juliet focus episodes.
Yeah.
They're both on. Both of them are. Again, Juliet's one of my favorite fucking characters. Again, you knew that already. Thank you very much. Also, Flashes Before Your Eyes. Is that the one where Desmond goes back in time for a brief second?
Yes.
With Charlie trying to explain to Charlie and then it's the one he was trying to protect Charlie. Oh, this is what you're going to die, brother.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, and also his relationship with Penelope, fantastic.
If there's one thing I love about Desmond is the fact that he was able to catch lightning.
Oh, you've seen Lost?
Yeah, I have seen Lost.
Oh, good. Now you can take part of this conversation.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I only added to that because I just like that there's certain parts.
I love Desmond, especially in this season.
But as far as I'm concerned, I haven't been able to watch all the seasons. I was only able to get to season 3, but
this is the one where you stopped right here. This is the one.
Yeah, but don't worry. I think I'll probably rewatch the entire.
No,
thing.
it's awesome. Even if I'm ruining the whole fucking thing here, watch the show. If any consolation, watch this fucking show, everybody. You can watch it on the Blu-rays. I would recommend for the maximum enjoyment because the sound is fucking amazing on these things. Although it's also on Hulu too. So
it's on Hulu, and I think it might still be on Freebie.
No, it's not. It's not
anymore.
Well,
okay.
That doesn't. Well, there goes your freebie.
But here's the thing, though. It makes sense why it's only a Hulu exclusive because ABC, Disney,
You're right.
the fucking connection.
ABC, XYZ.
But another one that is a really controversial episode to a lot of people, but I really love. Trisha Tanaka is dead. That's the Hurley focus one where they're trying to start up when he's trying to pretty much gets rid of his good luck. It's just such a wholesome. It's fun. It's there's this season's so dark, and this episode just brings just joy, just really a smile on my face, especially when he starts up the car and the bad luck pretty much goes away. The last 15 minutes are just so wholesome, so heartfelt. I live for that kind of character mode. Because another thing too, I'll say this: Lost is not about the fucking mythology, people. It's about the DNA of this show is the characters and the situations they get themselves into. Yep. Not about the mythology. It's not about, this crazy shit is happening. It's not about that. I should have just said that at the beginning, but it's all about the characters for me. And that's how I approach this show. Mainly so I won't get disappointed with the finale, which I'll get to. I'm going to get to that last, even though season 6 is not my number one. I'll get to the finale, series finale last after I finish with this because I have a lot to say about the finale. I even talked to Jared briefly about this yesterday when I finished it. So anyway, continuing on. The Man for Tallahassee. That's the one where that's a lock focus episode, I believe.
Any lock episode is just the best episode ever.
That's the one where he pretty much gets, Anthony, what's his name? Anthony, I forget his last name.
Yeah, and
God, it was Braveheart, but his last name. Hold on. Give me a minute. I wish I held multiple tabs open so I could fucking find out his last name. Okay. Anthony Cooper. It's Anthony Cooper. Pretty much, it was just his father. His father. And at night, they have first, in the first season, they have a nice relationship, and then he fucks him over, cons him out with getting a kidney, and he pretty much, in this episode, kicks him 8 stories down, and he survives. There's a reason why it's not until season 5 where they reveal that I think it was Jacob who saved his life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jacob.
Yep.
And it's just a phenomenal episode. I really, really enjoyed that one. Left Behind, that's the one where Kate and Juliet have to team up. And that, even though it was Ben's idea all along, but that's besides the point. And they're pretty much handcuffed to each other. They have to get through the smoke monster. And yeah, I like the episode a lot.
Is the episode where Sawyer gets his revenge?
It barely missed the mark.
Okay.
But that episode's fucking awesome. I love that episode where he pretty much because Anthony Cooper is responsible for the killing of his mother and a quote unquote suicide, even though he did not die. And he's also Locke's father, so he shoots him. Honestly, yeah, maybe you're not supposed to. I sympathize with him. I was like, fuck yeah, fuck this motherfucker. And then Greatest Hits, which is the penultimate episode of the season, if you don't count the 2-part finale, which is the one where Charlie kind of deals with his destiny, where he's gonna die, and goes through the greatest hits of his life, and it's a great episode. And then, of course, my favorite episode of the entire season, Through the Looking Glass, parts 1 and 2. An argument could be made this is the greatest season finale of the entire series. An argument could be made. Another one. Yeah. It's not my favorite season finale. I'm going to get to that. It's not. You might have said season finale, not series finale. It's completely different terminologies, people. My favorite season finale, I'll get to in just a little bit. I love this episode. I love this whole fucking 2-part episode. The death of Charlie. Oh, that hit me so hard. That hit me fucking, the whole final confrontation essentially with the others. It's just intense. It's a blockbuster episode. It feels like a fucking movie. This feels like a fucking movie. And of course, we cannot talk about an episode without talking about, we gotta go back, Kate. You gotta go back. Which is like
the smartest thing they could have ever done.
Smartest thing they could. And this is where technically season 4 really introduces, but that episode introduces the flash forward. And ABC, in their infinite wisdom, decided to rip off this fucking idea and make their own show about flash forwards, which also starred Dominic Monaghan, who played Charlie. And it only lasted 1 season. It got canceled. That's what you get for copying your own show. Yeah, this episode is just fucking fantastic from start to finish, and it's just like when they're off to try and get the fucking try and essentially get home. That's the whole point of this episode, and the whole thing with Naomi and all that other stuff, and Locke shooting her. Yeah, this is the episode where she shoots her, not season 4, right? This is where he shoots Naomi. Yeah. And even though Locke is not a bad guy quite yet, he still kind of has his flaws, and that was one of his biggest flaws. Then again, I'll get to that. But season 3, it's not as bad as everybody else's, but however, this has the worst fucking episode in Lost history. You want to guess what it is?
I'm going to guess it's the Nikki and Paolo episode.
It is expose. First, this is my biggest flaw with the entire. Nikki and Paolo fuck these characters. Quite frankly, they're horrible. They're horrible from start to finish. The only
one of them is Xerxes from 300.
Yeah, that's right. And one of them was in the Purge Anarchy. Wonderful.
Oh God, didn't know that.
I hate those two. They had to make an entire fucking focus episode about them to the point. Lindelof knows that people hate those characters. They are the worst. Like everybody in the Lost fandom could agree, they are the worst characters in this entire series. No, not Ana Lucia. Fucking Nikki and Pablo. They serve no fucking purpose. The only reason why they did it was Lindelof, I believe I said this, or Hughes, I can't remember who, maybe even both. They only did this because they were getting questions from fans saying, why do they focus on the same 15 characters over and over and over again? Hey, let's put it in there.
And he's here's why.
And here's why. And they come in such abruptly too. It's not no character build up. They just show up. And it's not believable for a fucking second. They would follow Locke when Echo dies.
It is funny though, like how they do try in that episode to try to put them in places where like they clearly weren't in season 1 and 2.
I like the attempt at that. I actually thought it was kind of clever.
Because that's why I don't like fully like hate the episode, because I'm like, that's kind of fun, but they actually slightly reshot like the crash scene that opens the pilot for that purpose, and they also did had alternate footage of the whole "Live Together, Die Alone" speech, and all that other stuff, and it's just I'll give him credit for trying in the editing side, and also you got Billy D. Williams, fucking Lando, he's always awesome, but. This episode sucks. This episode is the only episode I give a fucking 0 to. Other than those two things,
fuck this episode. Another thing I want to say: the ending of this episode is fucking awesome because they get buried alive and they're never mentioned again. They don't even come back for the finale. They don't even come back for the series finale. That's how poorly people hate those characters, and they never come back. Good. That's what I have to say about season 3. That was a handful. Number 3. Number 2 and number 3 were this whole top 3 here was like I had a hard time figuring out which was going to be which. So I decided on this. Number 3 is very controversial. It's the final season. I love this season pretty much from start to finish. And I won't talk about the finale now. I'm going to wait till I get to the end here and I'm going to talk about the finale then. But this final season goes back to basics and focuses on the characters instead of the plot, shenanigan, time travel bullshit they had in season 5. This goes back and really just the premiere of this season, the 2-hour premiere, one of the greatest episodes this show's ever done.
Seeing them land in a way.
And then and not only that, the shot in the opening scene where they go down into the water, it's a CGI shot, and you see the fucking island and the plane and the island just underwater. That is just one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen. Speaking of one of the coolest things I've ever fucking seen, this is right after Locke. Look, Locke is dead for good now at this point, and he pretty much, the Man in Black takes up I'll get to Across the Sea in just a minute, but the Man in Black disguises the Smokies, the smoke monster, transforms himself into Locke's body, and that's revealed when he's the fucking smoker. That is one of the most badass, most coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, people say, I don't know how people think it's convoluted and all that. I think it's just fucking cool. That's what I think. And of course, with them trying to struggle to the fact that they're back in the present timeline. Season 5 didn't matter. They didn't go back home. They're not on an alternate universe. And Juliet officially dying. Oh man. God. Especially with Sawyer's reaction. Oh, God. But yeah, the premiere is absolutely just one of my favorite Lost episodes ever. This shit is almost 2 hours. The premiere is almost 2 hours. Well, now we're 26 minutes if you count commercial breaks. But this is one of the quickest fucking episodes I've ever seen of this show. It moves at such a great pace. I just love it. What other episodes I liked in this? The Lighthouse. Loved it. You know, about Jack and his... Oh, I forgot to mention, this introduces the Flash Sideways, which I'll get to the end. The Flash Sideways essentially is what we're led to believe is the alternate timeline of what would have happened if, they all went back home and, they, and everything was kind of normal for them. You're sure they have a little bit of struggles every once in a while in this, and they bring back several characters from all over the years, which I love that little attention to detail with certain characters coming back just for the Flash Sideways. It's just fantastic. I really love that a lot. Let's see. I should have just looked up season. I'm just gonna use Google. Fuck Wikipedia.
Do it.
Fuck
Go
Wikipedia.
for it.
Let's see. I wrote these down on my notes, thank God, because LAX, that's the premiere. I love that episode. Has a Dr. Linus. I love this episode where he's pretty much a history teacher, and the headmaster is fucking the nurse, and he's threatening to, in this timeline, Alex was never related to Ben, but he's trying to help. He actually senses something in her and wants her to succeed and all that stuff, and the headmaster's trying to fuck her over because you saw me, you have evidence of me fucking the nurse in the so yeah, that's a great episode. And this is the season where Linus becomes really his transformation's complete. He becomes legitimately a helpful guy, and he's like, he redeems himself, to lack of a better term. He redeems himself by the end of this season, which is the end of the series. But that's besides my point. Number one, Abe, I forgot to say I don't know how you pronounce this name, but it's the one where with Albert. It's the Albert blast.
That is one of my favorite
It's
things
so creative
ever.
Shannon, at first she's annoying, and then she's great, and then they kill off her character. That's how I feel about Maggie Grace on this show. I love the Albert episode. It's so creative.
Richard Alpert is one of my favorites.
Nestor Carbonell, fuck, that guy could fucking act, man.
For those that don't know, he is the mayor in the Dark Knight.
And the Dark Knight Rises. Well, he was the mayor in Dark Knight Rises, but I remember more in Dark Knight Rises. I think he was in the Dark Knight too, but I remember
he is in the Dark Knight as well.
I remember mostly from Dark Knight Rises. He had a bigger role in that movie. He was also on the morning show, the Apple Show, which I really liked. Another one that I really liked. Everybody Loves Hugo, which is kind of a sequel to the season 2 episode of the and where pretty much centers around this is where Ilana fucking dies, and it pretty much shows that she's a worthless character, and she was on Rome, which I really liked her character on Rome with, you know, the guy she fucked Ray Stevenson's character for a little bit before.
Oh
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, she's like the slave girl.
Yeah,
right?
the slave girl, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, they kill off her character. She's a completely fucking pointless character in season 5 and in season 6 because they just blow her the fuck up. That's it. That's her character. And it's Hurley who has to warn her about it, and then she blows the fuck up in the big pieces. But yeah, that episode is fantastic, and going to I'm gonna have to multitask here. And another you see how, and that's the one where Libby comes back. This is the one where Libby comes back. That's right, because the reverse sideways, and pretty much he remembers Libby, and they finally resolve that plot line that was left hanging in season 2, why she was in a fucking mental institution. They explain it. I'm like, I love that. I love to see the answers being built there. And yeah, that's a great episode because of that. The Candidate. The Candidate, I believe, the Candidate is the one where 3 major characters die. Saeed gets killed, and Jin and Sun, they drown in the seaboat ship submarine thing.
Yep.
And that's one of the most intense moments, like 4th acts, well 5th acts, there's really 5 acts in every episode, but that episode's devastating, especially when Hurley and Kay and Jack are just there on the beach, just crying their eyes out. It's only a shame that it's really followed up by Across the Sea, which I'll get to in a minute. And then the penultimate episode, What They Died For, that's a girl, and of course, The End, which I'll talk about the end. I'm going to talk about the end in a minute. Let's talk about Across the Sea, because that is the most controversial episode of probably the entire series. Because aside from some clips from a season 1 episode, I believe it was Walkabout where that came from. The Walkabout is one of my favorite episodes of season 1, which I'll get to. But it focuses on the relationship between Jacob and the Man in Black. From all the way back, and they're it's pretty much, as Jared said in his review, the mythology episode. And most of it, I don't hate this episode. The kid actors though, I don't like them. I don't like their performances. That turned me off for a while. I was like, oh god, I see why people don't like this. But I got the idea. But if it focused on the more grown up versions of those characters throughout the entire runtime, would have been the greatest episodes of the entire series. I mean, not great. No, that's a little high praise for me, but it's a good episode. It's good. It's not. I'm in the middle on it. Some people people believe in this episode, there's no in between. You either love it or you hate it. For me, I think it's just good. I am the middle ground. So I'll talk about The End, the series finale, in just a minute. Number 2, this is a close one because I was going back and forth. These two are some of the greatest television seasons, are some of the greatest television seasons of all time. Number 2 is season 4.
Okay.
Season
I was like,
4
I didn't know if you were going to completely shock me and say number
Yeah,
4 is
yeah,
number
for
one.
lack of a better term, season 1 is my all-time favorite, but that's every Lost fan at this point.
Understandable, but
I'll get to that in just a moment. Season 4 is the writer's strike season. I thought because of the strike, they were going to fuck this shit up because they had limited amount of episodes. There's only, how many episodes are in here?
14,
14 episodes.
And if you think about it, the last 3 episodes are the finale.
Well, if you want to count it, there's no place like home parts 1 and 2 as one whole. It's technically 13 episodes, but part 1 aired separately compared to parts 2 and 3, which were shown together. Even on this Blu-ray, parts 2 and 3 are shown uninterrupted.
Okay.
So
yeah,
so that's why I consider it parts 1 and 2. But this fucking season, I don't think I have a single fucking complaint about this season. This is fucking flawless.
It's basically Lost the movie. Like,
This is the most cinematic, aside from season 6, this is the most cinematic the show's ever gotten. Like, this is absolutely phenomenal. You got new characters. Daniel Faraday, amazing. Charlotte, I don't know how people care about her, but I love her. I love that character.
Mm-hmm.
And it was why I thought she got so wasted in season 5 because she got killed off abruptly. And Miles, he's fucking funny.
Also, it's strange that I am wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Lapidus? Yeah, I love that guy. I love Lapidus. All the main 4 that are featured here, I love them all dearly. I love those characters. And in terms of the storyline this season, this is pretty much dealing right after season 3. They have held Ben hostage. Oh, wait a minute. Is Lost on Freevee again? Because I think it looks like they put it back on there, so you can watch the Freevee again. It looks like they did. It says Amazon Prime Video free, unless it's on Prime exclusively. Let me have a look. No, it is on Freevee. It is on Freevee, so you can watch it on Freevee as well for free. So if you don't have Hulu, there you go. You don't have to fucking pirate the show if you want to, if you don't want to. But season 4, the beginning and the end, the season premiere. Love this episode. Absolutely, the premiere, all the season premieres, aside from season 2, the season 2's premiere is kind of weird to me.
Season 2 is my favorite season, but I will say it does not have the strongest opening.
No, it does not. It does not. For me, it felt a little bit slow. I love Desmond, but it felt just a little too slow to me. But season 4, arguably the greatest season. No, season 6 is the best season premiere the show's ever done. I'll say that right now. Season 6 is the best season premiere of all the seasons, in my opinion. I don't know if Jared agrees with that, but I don't care.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah.
And this is when Naomi is really dead at the end of this episode. This is where the flash forwards really begin, showing what Hurley and Jack were up to. And this is when Hurley sees Charlie, and we don't see like I was surprised he actually saw Charlie again. Like, I was very surprised. Although he doesn't after this, he does not come back till season 6. The whole setup of the season is just so beautiful. Confirmed dead. That's pretty much the episode where Faraday, Dan, Charlotte, Lapidus, and Miles are introduced. And then let's see. Come on. There you go. Eggtown. I believe that's that one's great, mainly because of the ending, where we find out Kate took Aaron, not because she kidnapped him, mind you. There's a different, but the way it's like the way they edited it. Oh, they make you think, oh, she kidnapped Aaron. What a mean bitch. But even though that's not the case at all, I love that episode. Apparently, that one got mixed reviews, so I don't understand why. I love this episode. And this is also the one where come on. I hate when they don't show, the descriptions are so brief. And she makes a decision about which affects her relationship with Sawyer as she attempts to extract information from the hostage. I believe the hostage is Charlotte. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I believe it is. Because people, at this point you think Charlotte, she might be mean, but no, not the case at all. But the next episode that follows this one is what a lot of people consider to be the greatest episode the series has ever had. In my opinion, it's in the conversation. The constant. Jesus fucking Christ. One of the most emotional hours of TV I've ever seen in my entire life. It is draining. Like, one of the greatest examples of time travel in any... This is... Maybe could be as timeless of a time travel story as much as Back to the Future.
I thought you were going to say that.
This is fucking amazing. With Desmond going through his flash forward... Well, no, flash forward. I'm pretty sure it was a flash forward where he's going back and forth in time and he doesn't know why. And he deals with that. And he pretty much has to say to Penny, call me at this time by this number. He wants her number to call, especially the ending to this episode. One of the most beautiful fucking things I've ever seen in my entire life. This is Emmy fucking winning shit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Ian Cusick, this fucker could act right there. I'm going to say this for the entire cast. This guy, though, his reaction to finally hearing Penny over the phone. Oh, my God. Go ahead.
I was just saying that I'm like, it's so funny that, like, Ian Cusick...
Henry Ian Cusick.
Yeah. The first time I ever saw him in anything, he plays Jesus.
Really?
He plays Jesus in this 3-hour adaptation, word for word, of the Gospel of John. And
Wow.
he plays Jesus in that. And that was the first thing I had ever seen him in. And then he's in this, and he's just...
Yeah.
Desmond's just the best character.
Desmond is one of the top, like Juliet is in the conversation for one of my favorite characters, along with Charlie and Claire. And I'll maybe talk about that a little bit at the end, which I am going a little over time. There's so much.
Hey, you're near the end.
I'm near the end, though. I'm near the end. So hold on to your horses. Thank you. That's a phenomenal Ji-Yun, the episode Ji-Yun. That's fantastic. The other woman, which is not the movie, The Other Woman. Fuck that movie. This is the Juliet focus episode where it pretty much focuses on a relationship with what's his fucking name? What is his fucking name? What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Goodwin. That just that it was in the conversation. You know what? I'm gonna put it on my fucking list. Any episode with Juliet focus, fuck it. I'm gonna put it on there. Fuck it. Ji-Yun, as I said before, this is the episode where Michael comes back, which is one of the most shocking things ever, although they fucking ruin it by putting Harold Perrineau's name in the opening credits of every single episode up to this point. So you're just waiting for him to come in there. Oops. You should have just waited.
That's dumb.
It's dumb. It's a dumb decision. It's a really dumb decision on their part. But because if you left his name out, it would have been the most shocking things ever. I was like, oh shit, he's back. And this is mainly a Jin and Sun focused episode. This is the one where I think the flash forward is she gives birth, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and where Jin has to kind of get the panda for the other baby, not for Sun. But yeah, great. What's next? The Shape of Things to Come. That's the one where the Saeed is a hitman in the flash forwards. He's a hitman, and Ben comes across him, and this is the one where Alex dies, and Rousseau. I never mentioned really Rousseau too much, but Rousseau I really did like.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that was the one after Meet Kevin Johnson, the one before. That's where Rousseau dies, and also Carl, the fucking annoying twit Carl. He dies, but this is where Alex dies. And Michael Emerson's reaction, Ben's reaction to her getting shot is, again, this guy can fucking act. Like, I think this season where he's won an Emmy. No, he was nominated for an Emmy, but he didn't win. But that's fantastic. And then we get to the greatest season finale the show's ever done. There's No Place Like Home. All 3 parts. This is a fucking masterpiece of an episode. There is not one thing I would change. This is one of the most intense, one of the most emotional fucking episodes ever. This is when the Oceanic Six get off the island. This is where Desmond finally reunites with Penny in person, and it maybe even tops their reunion in the Constant. Honestly, it's just I almost cried during that scene. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I almost teared up a little bit. That episode is flawless, and Jin supposedly dying, even though we know it's not true in season 5. That is season 4 is a fucking masterpiece. Like this shit, and then of course the reveal at the end with Locke being dead in the coffin, and they have to bring him back, setting up season 5. Apparently, this episode was the reason why this season, I believe, was the second most critically acclaimed season of all shows in the 2007-2008 season.
Wow.
Oh, it was only behind The Wire season 5. That was it. If it wasn't for The Wire, this would be the best reviewed. And keep in mind, they were in a fucking writer's strike. And this is a masterpiece of a season. I'm baffled by that Damon and Carlton were able to pull this shit off. Like, and the other writers, like, unbelievable. This is a masterpiece. However, nothing compares to Vanilla Lost season 1, the one that started
it's
all.
It's the classic.
My favorite episode, the entire fucking 25 episode run. There is not a single bad one in there. Like every episode, especially the pilot, Exodus. By the way, the pilot, it was one of the most expensive pilot for a long time for any show on network television. I think Rome might have topped it 1 year later, actually. But wow, this season is just absolutely fantastic, dealing with the beginnings of the characters, Jack's daddy issues, Claire being pregnant and wanting to adopt, pretty much giving her baby up for adoption, her getting kidnapped, Charlie dealing with his heroin addiction, Locke dealing with the fact that he can fucking walk again, and Kate dealing with her fugitive ways, Sawyer being a fucking asshole. It's beautiful. Exodus is one of the greatest, other than There's No Place Like Home, it's the greatest finale, the greatest season finale of the show, period. Like, especially when Michael and Jin and will go off. I think there might be another person too, and I'm not remembering. I think that's just still 3. And then they go off. They set sail to potentially leave the island. And then Vincent the dog. By the way, Vincent the dog is one of the greatest dogs in the history of American television. When he just going, running in the ocean to meet with Wall, and even though he can't stay, he has to stay, and Shane has to look after him eventually. And it's just beautiful season. One of the best. This is a flawless season, like I said before, flawless season. Now I want to talk about the finale. Perfect. The finale of season 6, the end. Some people love this episode. Some people hate this episode.
Some people don't even understand the episode.
I love this series finale. It's one of the greatest series finales I've ever watched. By the end, was multiple times in that fucking finale where I was in tears. I was broken. By the end, I'll get to the ending, but multiple times, especially with the flash sideways involving mainly these two really stick out to me, where these two parts of it, where Claire gives birth to Aaron while Kate's there after the concert, and then Charlie's there, and them remembering and the flashbacks, and God bless Michael Giacchino. This motherfucker, he elevates this entire series, but especially that finale. Jesus fucking Christ, especially when they start people start remembering. Oh my God! And the montage, still hitting me. And then when Juliet and Sawyer come back, they reunite, and they remember.
Oh,
That got me in tears. And of course, they do a great job wrapping this shit up with the final confrontation between the Man in Black, the Smokey, Locke. That is badass action. With like it to me, it's just badass. I really like it a lot.
One of my favorite lines from Jack during that whole part or whatever, where he's like, he says to the Man in Black, he's like, "You're more or less like you're not Locke. You're just a monster.
Yeah,
you're a monster that wears his face, but
you're not Locke." And then Kate fucking shoots him, and it's fucking amazing. I saved a bullet in that exchange. And also little things like Daniel finally getting a chance with Charlotte in Slash Sideways, and him pursuing his original pursuit, playing piano with Drive Shaft. I really wish they played You All Everybody to execute that movie even fucking better. That one made it even better. Let's see. Jin and Sun, are in the hospital. They're okay. They remember each other, and they speak proper English after, the whole season with the Flash Forwards, no English. And Juliet, while taking care of this, oh, your English is perfectly good. But that's amazing. Seeing who else comes back in this fucking episode. Echo does not come back, which is a fucking crime. Oh, because of fucking money. You see Boone and Shannon and Saeed reunite, and yeah, I know the stuff about Saeed and Nadia is great and all, but when they come back together,
there is something about that where I'm just like, I'm nostalgic for those days.
Exactly. And yeah, and Boone just being there, that's good as well too. And
he's there,
he's
there. Ian Smallholder. He can be, just.
And this is the time where he was actually on the Vampire Diaries. So he's doing the premiere of this and the finale of this and doing Vampire Diaries. That's commitment right there. That's commitment. And who else am I missing that comes back? Anna Lucia comes back with the penultimate episode, not the finale. And they don't explain where she's not ready. I don't understand what that means. Maybe I'll get it in a second watch. Maybe I'll get it. But, Ben
because she wasn't part of... Because she wasn't part of that tight-knit group that gets
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay,
That
makes sense. But anything ever, and then of course seeing in the present timeline, seeing Bernard and Rose, they're okay, and they're in the house, and it's wonderful, and they don't want to get off the island, which is a good ending for them, and I think it's beautiful. But the moment that seals it all for me is the final 15 minutes of the entire series. Never has a TV show made me bawl like a fucking baby like this. And no, I want to clear something up before I get into it. They are not dead the entire time. That is not the point. Everything on the island did actually happen. But it's just that this is where they went after they died. This is limbo. Flash Sideways is limbo. And the whole conversation with Jack and his father, him telling him to let go, along with Giacchino's music, it's beautiful. And then of course, Jack makes the ultimate sacrifice to save the island. And because he gets shot by Locke, I believe he gets shot. That's his fatal wound. That's what kills him. And him making that ultimate sacrifice and pretty much dying for the sake of the island, and him making Hurley the new man in charge, essentially. I've not seen the epilogue to this that's on this Blu-ray.
I was going to mention it, but I didn't want you to watch it directly after the finale.
No, I can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Because it's one of those fun things. It's okay if you don't watch it, but it's also
I'll watch it eventually. I'm gonna probably watch.
It's cute.
But here's the thing, though. After an emotionally devastating finale, I can't fucking watch that. I was like, fuck that. I'm turning it off. I'm putting out the disc and I'm putting it away. But the final sequence where Jack is just walking to the place where it started all with the bamboo feet, intercut with everybody at that church, reuniting for the first time in a while. Michael Giacchino's music in the scene, I believe the cue is called Let Go or Letting Go, something along those lines. The final cue of the series, because the end credits music does not play over the end credits. I'll get to why. And then you see Jack lay down there knowing he's about to die. And what sort of made me bawl like a baby? Vincent comes in. The dog, Vincent. Making everything come full circle, because it's the first two characters you meet. Jack and Vincent. And these are the last two characters you see. And then the rest of the Flash Sideways, they presumably go to heaven, which I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's heaven because it's blue and white.
Okay, like they have it where like they have like all the different like religion symbols on the stained glass, but I'm like, it's heaven.
It's heaven. It's heaven.
It's heaven. You can't tell me.
You can't tell me. But this is what they're leaving for. They're leaving. This is what they mean by leaving. They're going to heaven. And what makes it even better is the final shot of the entire series. It's a reversal of the series pilot, how it opens. In the pilot, Jack wakes up from the crash. Jack dies from the crash. Jack dies in season 6. The last shot is him closing his eyes. Dead. And then the title card. And then they show Oceanic Flight 815 in just silence. There's no end credits music. There's not. It just lets you sit there for a little while the credits are rolling, just to think about what just happened.
I'm glad you brought that up, because this goes into that whole thing of where people mistook for some reason, even though if you watch the episode, you know that they didn't just like die or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's that they thought that, they're showing the plane
from
crashed
Ajira
and everything, so therefore they were all dead the whole time. I'm like, no. You're meant to reflect, because that's where it started.
No, because not only that, it's also not only reflect where it started, it also in a way is nostalgia for how it began. It's almost like Lindelof and Q saying thank you to the fans. Yeah. This whole season is a thank you to the fans. And I don't get why this season's so divisive, particularly the finale. I don't get it. Frankly, I don't get it. The finale is just one of the greatest fucking series finales I've ever seen in my entire life. It's funny. It's emotional. It's just, I can talk about it in more detail, but I'm ready. It's over an hour. I talked most of this fucking episode about Lost. I'm done. Jared, you want to go with your topic now?
Okay, I will quickly.
I'm so sorry, William. I'm so sorry. I'm done now.
I will quickly go.
I am so sorry, William. Now we're back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm sorry.
No worry.
Everybody's still here. Everybody's still lost.
I'm still.
I was wondering what it would take for you to get for you to shut up on your own, but it's been 1 hour.
One
hour.
At least I interspersed and talked through it. At least it wasn't just him talking the whole time.
Yeah, and don't worry, folks. I'll make sure to put in like a timestamp.
I'm very certain that it
spoilers for Lost.
I should make a table of content for this.
Hold on a second, Jared.
The
thing is, it's special with you around because it's your final time on here as a full timer.
Yeah, I feel like this was, since it's one of his favorite shows. That's why I figured the last full-time episode with Jared, I feel like I have to talk about the show. And this is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. If you get a chance to fucking watch this show, do it. And also focus on the characters. Do not focus on the mythology. Trust me, if you focus on the characters, the finale will be worth it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter said, let's talk about anime for 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
Can we talk about Attack on Titan?
Anyway, go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
We could talk about Zom 100, which is a new anime series.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Can we talk about Eren Yeager?
All right. So for my topic, I have decided. So I watched a movie recently that I want to review on my channel.
Okay.
All right.
Now, because of how the week is and everything, and how the new month starts on Friday,
All right, hold on one
which
second.
I don't know if he wants me to continue or not.
Oh, I wasn't sure what movie you were about to showcase on this program.
Oh yeah. Well, basically, I'm going to be doing a review early before I do the actual review on my channel.
What is it?
I don't know. We'll maybe we'll wait for.
Speaking of. Speaking
okay.
of.
I was just wondering what dinner is. I'm gonna have it when I'm done with this phone.
Oh, no worries.
Well, I held off on like what I was saying and everything in case, you know.
Oh yeah, but I feel like Baby's Day Out, it's gonna lighten everything up. Sorry for the depression, everybody. We're talking about mortality and all this shit on Lost.
Okay, so I recently watched a movie that I want to review on the channel, but due to just how the start of the month starts on like Friday and stuff, I want to wait till the first full week before I start doing a new review.
Yeah.
So like, and usually I've been doing my Disney reviews for the first full week of the month, and then I followed up with a Harry Potter review, which I've done all the Harry Potter films. Now I'm doing Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, Fantastic Doobie.
But
God help me.
The review that I will be doing afterwards, I'm going to review early on this podcast.
Yay, it's exclusive.
An exclusive early review.
A time exclusive. Let's put it that way. A video game term, a timed exclusive.
For let's see, the 1963 epic Cleopatra. One of the most like infamous movies ever made. So first off, before like I really get started,
and I know most of the story because I saw Rome.
I mean, basically, like Cleopatra is that movie or that show.
Yeah.
But basically, I had previously watched half of this movie before on Netflix, and then never got around to finishing the second half of it until like recently. It's on Max right now, so I was like, I might as well just kind of like sit down and watch it all. Now, this is a very controversial, not a controversial movie, but like it's got a very interesting history because it is usually considered to be the film that ended the golden age of Hollywood, because at the time of its
too, it almost bankrupted Fox.
That's the thing. It was one of the most expensive film, or it was the most expensive film ever made at the time, costing $31 million.
And that's nothing compared to these days.
I know, but if you adjust that for inflation, it's like 400 million.
Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Jeez.
So this movie is directed by, I think it's Joseph L. Mankiewicz.
Related to Ben Mankiewicz by any chance? No, I don't know if that.
And he wrote and directed the film, but it doesn't start there. The producer of the film had been wanting to make a Cleopatra film for many years and everything. He went to college and he had read about Cleopatra and stuff, and he finally got to where he was going to make it. They had a script, they had a director, and they filmed for 16 weeks, and they came away with only 10 minutes of footage.
Wow.
That was unusable.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Elizabeth Banks. Or not Elizabeth Banks, I'm sorry.
Fuck Banks!
Elizabeth Taylor. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Taylor. She got sick during like the early part of this production, So like they had to shut down the film and everything. And it got to the point where they just fired the director, and the script went through multiple rewrites.
Wow.
So by the time they were actually filming and everything, this was like the third or fourth rewrite.
Jesus.
Jeez,
Then they hired Joseph L. Mankiewicz to direct the film, and he is like, I want to rewrite the entire film. It is just unfilmable. It is just
like
really
any of
not
Villeneuve's
good.
Dune movies.
So then he's writing the script, but like, and he's working on the script for 2 months. But here's the thing: they end up filming. They start filming again while he's still writing the script, because
oh my god,
because the script for this is like, or was like 200, like it was nearly 300 pages, which is unreal for like a script, even like an epic at this time.
Yeah,
because he wanted the film to originally be split by 3 hours each.
great.
The first
it
one
absolutely
would be
sounds like Dune now. Ugh.
The first one would be Cleopatra and her relationship with Julius Caesar, while the second one would be about Cleopatra and Mark Antony. However,
yeah, Mark Antony. I like that
producers
character.
didn't.
No, you hate him. But
Producers were like, maybe let's not do this, because they were riding on the big controversy of this movie, which was the love affair that blossomed between Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton,
which they made a shitty Lifetime movie out of.
They were having an affair, an open affair that people knew about, and they were both married people.
Oh God!
Which was bringing a lot of bad press for this movie.
This is the 1960s, folks. But this is the early 60s, not the hippie kind of shit. If it hippie,
and so
because they would be too high to understand anything.
And so eventually, they were like, this needs to be like one film. So he cut down the film to a 4-hour
Jesus Christ
runtime.
And
also, because they cut it down so much from like an initial like 6 hours, because 3 hours for each movie, they had to reshoot stuff so that they could make it flow better for the 4 hours.
Yeah.
Reviews for this movie at the time were actually, they're more positive when the movie was originally released than they are now.
Really?
Because here's the thing I have noticed with a lot of the reviews, like reviews that are out now, and also like reviews from just like people on Letterboxd and everything. They never once talk about the actual film. They only talk about its controversy, and that controversy is what makes it not a good movie.
Come on, give me a break.
And
good movies go for controversy. Motherfucker, these motherfuckers in Lost went for a writer's strike and controversy, and look where I ended up.
In my review that I have written for the actual video, I do bring up Lost in this situation.
Good.
So yeah. We have all that, and also before I've laid the groundwork for this. The movie didn't end up making its budget back, or breaking. It didn't break even until 10 years after it was released.
Yeah, and they almost bankrupted Fox. They almost went out of business.
So
it's crazy.
As for the movie itself, I actually think this movie's pretty great. Like, I'm somebody that loves these kinds of historical epics. This is my favorite. This is like my favorite period of movies, and yeah, every time like Hollywood tries to like revamp it, I'm always going to be there at the theater to see
Yeah,
if
they're
it
making another
fails
Jesus
or
movie
not.
next year. and apparently
Oftentimes
the
it
trailer
does
just came out
fail,
for it.
but I this movie is huge in scale. Like, this is an expensive movie, and you can tell. Like, the sets are huge. It's grand. It's like, just, you look at these sets and you're like, this really did cost like a lot of money at this time. Elizabeth Taylor herself has like 60 some like different costumes for the film. Like, literally every scene she's in a different costume.
Jesus.
More or less.
Wow.
And here's the thing. I think the acting is phenomenal in this movie. Especially with like, I'll say like I'll say our three main players, but technically, like, I'll say a fourth one as well. Rex Harrison, who plays Julius Caesar, is just, he commands the screen, and he plays like a really, like, a much more like older Julius Caesar than like Kieran Hines did in like
I'm only familiar with Kieran Hines and Caesar. Sorry,
but like, he's fantastic, and he actually has like really good like chemistry with Elizabeth Taylor, and they really work well off of each other. But really, the heart of the film is like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, which, them being in a love affair, of course their chemistry is like,
of course it's good.
it's really good. And Elizabeth Taylor, like, really, like, she's a great actress. Like, if any of you end up seeing like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which also stars her and Richard Burton, she's fantastic, and she's really commanding in this film. And like, I don't know, something about, like, it's just great. And Richard Burton, also, they do something really good where they make his character of Mark Antony a lot more like vulnerable and stuff. And he gives like this really powerful like speech in the final like moments of the movie that just like it was like a showstopper kind of performance. And then you have somebody I didn't even know that was in the movie, Roddy McDowall.
Oh wow.
Who plays Octavian.
Oh, that little prick.
Yes, and he is...
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Rome version. I'm sorry, that little fucking prick.
He is freaking fantastic, and it's so upsetting because 20th Century Fox accidentally put Roddy McDowall in for an Oscar for Best Actor. They meant to do it for Best Supporting Actor, and they did not. The Academy did not nominate him because he didn't meet the criteria, and they were like, "But we meant to do this. Can we like fix it?" And they're like, "No,
we gotta go back. We gotta go back, Academy. We gotta go back."
So, but like, he's really good, and like, I think there's a lot of people that talk about how like the movie is grand and everything, but it's a lot of like people talking in rooms and stuff. But the thing is, the dialogue that they're all like reciting is just really good. Like, it's basically like the political dialogue in Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. But I freaking love it. It's so good in that respect, and the cinematography is also really good. They used a I can't remember off the top of my head the system that they use for the film, but like it's not CinemaScope. It's AO something.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think it's Panavision. I think it's a Panavision format. I think.
Todd AO, you mean?
Oh, Todd AO. I think it's Todd AO.
I was just like,
yeah. Elizabeth Taylor, actually, because of her husband, she owned it and she wanted it to be used, which causes some like problems and everything for the film, meaning like you can't really like move that thing around like too much. So the movie does end up feeling kind of like which a lot of these old epics end up feeling like, which is like big bombastic like stage plays in a way. But
I hate plays.
I know, but
yeah, it
this
is Todd
movie's-
AO. I looked it up. It's like
Okay.
it's Todd AO they used.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
But
Todd
all
AO
that
70
stuff
millimeter. I should be more
is
specific.
so freaking good. And then there are some negatives that I do have with the film.
Let me guess. It's too long.
I was gonna say
It
the same.
actually it doesn't really have to do with length, but I will say at the same time, it's like when you watch it, you can clearly like tell like this should have been maybe 2 movies, because it's like there's like the first half is like all about Julius Caesar, and then Richard Burton doesn't even show up until halfway through the film, when it's his portion of the movie, more or
Yeah.
less.
Wow, like
So
the
you-
movie is like over 4 hours long.
You do feel that, but I
Think of it this way.
it's-
Maybe I'll think of it this way whenever I watch it. Think of it this way. Just imagine 4 to 5 lost episodes you could be watching right now, and then it'll
Yes.
feel better.
But the biggest flaw the movie does have, which knocks it down for me, is it loses sight of its main character, Cleopatra,
Yet the movie's called Cleopatra.
because it really ends up being a lot about Julius Caesar, and then a lot about Mark Antony, and a lot
it's the
about
Mark
Rome
Antony Julius
itself.
Caesar show, and they actually made another show about that. It's
Yeah.
called Rome.
So she kind of like
She's a sideline to her own movie, essentially. She's a sideline to her
basically,
own
and
movie.
that's like its biggest like flaw to me, is like it loses sight of its main character. And so in the end, though, I do like genuinely like love this movie. I think the writing is really solid. I think the acting's like even better. The sets are like incredible. It's big and grand, like how I love these types of films. I'm obviously kind of prone to like these, like
Yeah,
no matter
pretty
what in
much.
a way. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's a
Okay.
great film, but I do not think it is deserving of like its reputation. Like, people have been like rating this movie based off of its reputation, but like actually
It's an F movie because
watch the movie.
they fucked each other. That's why.
That's right. And that's all I got to say, because I'm looking at the time and we
Oh my god,
got
we
a
have
movie
to get
to
through this.
review.
Yeah, movie to review. We do. I go for commercial now. 1 minute. So everybody, stand by. 1 minute commercial. I'll be back in a second.
Here's a way of giving them more. Moms like you, choose Jif. Choose Jif.
Creamy Jif hot roasts its peanuts to get more out of every one. Then it's sealed warm to bring you more fresh roasted peanut taste. More than any other leading creamy brand.
Jif's got more of what you're loving it for. Moms like you, choose Jif. Choose Jif.
It's not easy when you're new in town, except when you have something that makes huge bubbles, amazing bubbles. Bubble Thing makes people curious. How can anything make bubbles as big, as giant, as monstrous as Bubble Thing makes them? Nobody seems to be able to resist the kind of bubbles Bubble Thing makes. Can you? Bubble Thing makes colossal bubbles, and it's new from Whammo.
Sorry, Jiv. I'm more of a Skippy type of guy.
Fucking bubbles.
It would it surprise you? I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the peanut
There's
butter.
a reason why I picked it. Jared, you want to explain? Okay.
I was
No.
I was trying to
Goes
say,
back
like,
to Lost.
the reason
It goes
why
back to Lost. Remember
Okay.
the scene early in season 1 where Claire asks Charlie if there's peanut butter on the island.
Yes.
And then
Oh.
and then it's not. There's not peanut butter. It's just Sander imagining it's peanut butter. And then season 2, because Dharma left food, they actually get their peanut butter.
That's right.
That's why I chose it.
My mom was asking, "Do you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" I said, "Yeah." And and the thing is, the peanut butter, it's actually Jeff.
And also, yeah, it's another thing too. I was trying to find a different peanut butter brand, but because not to reference us so much, because Jeff, Ben Wilner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
I remember one thing in season 2 where Hurley, when he's like, having this dream where he's scuffing up all the food and all that, and he's also eating the peanut butter.
That's the one. That's the episode I'm talking about too.
There's Jen right there, and he's like, "Oh, Hurley, Jen, you can speak English." "No, you're speaking Korean."
And then he starts speaking Korean.
And then it goes like this: Have a cluckety cluck cluck day, Hugo.
I love that episode. I love that. Anyway, please. Okay, enough. I know I talked about Lost for maybe even feature length.
Yeah, no more Lost.
I'll put
no
it.
more Lost. Trust me.
It's a good thing there is no more Lost.
I will put it in the table of contents.
At least, I can talk about Buffy though.
No more Buffy.
That's enough story for another
Angel.
time.
Don't
No
get Victor
more.
started, Jared.
Okay.
6 feet under.
All right, let's get to the main point of the matter here, because this is going to be the most exciting review in a while, because we have a lot of things to say about this next movie, because tonight is going to be the night where, out of all movies, anything we could do, we review fucking Baby's Day Out.
Our sources tell us that a baby boy got up and crawled away from his home this morning.
Baby tracks. This summer, see the world through the eyes of a child. This July 1st, hang on and think big. Baby's Day Out.
You guys seen a baby around here?
We just stopped by to admire the beautiful Ow! Words.
Rated PG. Starts Friday, July 1st at theaters everywhere.
Okay, if there's one thing the trailer should have put in was certain parts that were actually funny in my view. But the thing is, I thought they would have used the lighter part.
I'll get to all that in just a minute, okay? I have a lot to say about this movie. Let's just get to the.
They showed the
I
scene
wanna-
that the
I wanna-
lighter
I
was
wanna
in, though.
Tell you guys something real quick. So, I think before this movie came out, there was actually, somewhat of a trailer, I think, not too long ago, where they actually had the plot point in a different manner. Apparently, they said that there is a reward for, the baby, and it's like, to be found, and it has the three guys, Eddie, Norby, and Vico, the three guys who, again, are a major point to the movie. Apparently, in the trailer, it says that there's a reward to help, find this baby, and it's like them not being the bad guys. It's like, okay, but guess what happens?
No wonder they mismarketed the shit out of this movie. After everything I'm about to say, no wonder they decided to mismarket this movie.
And guess what? They ain't the first time someone's mismarketed this movie. The Amazing Spider-Man movie, they did that too.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Jesus fucking Christ.
No. The Amazing Spider-Man, the first movie.
Oh, I thought the second one, because they ruined the whole fucking movie in the trailer, and they put the last shot.
No. Like, if you watch if you guys don't know who this person is, he is known as the Unusual Suspect, and he is a British movie reviewer. And by the way, he is one of my favorites.
I think I've heard of him. I don't really remember the
he reviewed the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, but with the first one, he noticed that there was a lot of mismarketing and a lot of false narrative that was put into a teaser trailer into the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. And the thing is, I was like in my head, why do you say this, that, and the other when this was never in the movie in the first place? But that's the whole point. They're trying to hype up something even though it's not in the movie. But how they do it, they're trying to fool the audience into thinking that's going to happen, but it didn't.
Jesus Christ, so they pretty much pulled a Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, except without the fun factor? Jesus Christ. Anyway, the Baby's Day Out, as I was previously saying, it's the 1994 American adventure comedy film directed by Patrick Reed Johnson and written and produced by John Hughes. The other producer on the film is Richard Vane, starring Joe Mantegna, Lara Boyle, Joe Pantoliano, Brian Haley, Cynthia Nixon, Fred Thompson, among others, and was released on July 1st, 1994 by 20th Century Fox. Budget was, how did this shit cost $48 million to make?
I don't know.
Cleopatra, it's almost think of a bunch without suggesting correlation, but and it was a huge box office failure, making only $30 million. And this was the movie that ended John Hughes' deal at Fox. And then he went to Disney to do 101 Dalmatians, the remake, and Flubber, which Flubber I think is a guilty pleasure. 101 Dalmatians I haven't seen in a very long time, that particular remake.
That was the first movie I ever watched on Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Flubber?
Really?
Because
No.
101 Dalmatians.
Oh, wow.
Because I watched that a lot as a kid.
If I remember correctly, I think that's the first live action remake.
Yes, it's the first Disney live action remake.
So, you know what? Here's a fun fact. They didn't have any propaganda. They just knew what to do with it.
It was the 1990s. It was nothing was
exactly.
political about it.
So if people were to take that perspective and do it in today's films,
oh no, there could be disaster. But again, they already
no.
no.
Hear me out. I think they'd actually go with a better direction than they are with now.
Oh, but like if it was made the exact same way, the 96 they put it in there. Yeah, I think it would have been. Even though 101 Dalmatians got mixed reviews, at least they were trying something a little bit different, a little bit. Even though it's John Hughes, it's very John Hughes with the Home Alone shit. But anyway, that's besides the point. The premise. Excuse me. Fuck. Damn it. Stupid. This shit is fucking me over. Posing as child, I almost said child pornographer, so I can't believe I just almost said that. Why the?
You know, here's another thing for you all to know. This isn't a kids movie per se because again,
there's some very adult shit, and it's
yeah.
So for people who think that this is a kid movie,
actually, no. I think it is pretty much kids movie. Everything I'm about to say.
No. Here's the thing: if it was a kids movie, why does it have cussing in it?
But I'll get to some of the things like posing as child photographers. 3 cooks scheme their way into a mansion.
Oh, that's why you were trying to say that.
Yes. Scheme their way into a mansion to kidnap an infant. Their hostage proves quite resourceful, however, escaping their hideout and making his way into downtown Chicago. Now the con man must find their abductee, who believes that in order to return home, he must reenact scenes from his favorite storybook, including trips to the zoo and a construction site. 19% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
6.2 on IMDb, 2.7 on Letterboxd.
Oof.
Where do I begin? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen this movie in 15 years. I think I've said the story before. I've seen this movie several times when I was a kid. I loved this movie as a kid. I was like, I want to be that baby. I want to do the things he did and all the other stuff. And it's so funny to me as a 5 to 6 year old. I was like, I loved it. It was like my favorite movie for, I guess, a little bit. Now, 15 years later. I see why this movie fucking bombed. I see why this movie got negative reviews, because the movie fucking sucked.
well, to add with it, this was like
now you see why your family hated that you watched this movie.
Oh, yeah, like I even saw this movie on Disney Plus for the first time.
I did,
even as a young
adult.
It's
on Disney Plus?
Yes, it is.
It is.
I did not know that
because of the Fox deal. Because they own Fox movie. There you go.
Yeah, like even I watched it too, literally for the first time in my life, and I thought to myself, William, you saw this too late, man.
This is just...
Yeah, I'm sure I would have, loved this movie.
But here's the thing, I saw it as a kid and I loved it. Now I'm 23, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh boy.
So I get the so to clarify, you're only reacting negatively because you're adults, but if you were kids,
no, it's more than just that. It's just the movie did not make me laugh once.
I'm only curious because the way how you're coming off, but it's
no, it's not that. It's more like I didn't find this movie funny at all.
Yeah.
At
Well,
some
that's
point,
fine. I mean, I'm not mad if you don't find it funny. I chose this for a reason.
but this film, to me, it's the biggest flaw, and you could say this about most of John Hughes' movies in the 90s. It's just a fucking Home Alone ripoff. It really is just Home Alone 4, no, Home Alone 3 before Home Alone 3.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that statement, but go ahead.
Aside from the, I'll give some positives first. The production design, I liked how they blended the modern 1994 at the time, 1994 aesthetics of modern Chicago with the old-fashioned kind of screwball comedy kind of stuff you'd see in the 30s and the 40s. You could tell that the production design, how the film opens too, with the storybook and the opening sequence.
I actually kind of liked that. That's the thing that I actually kind of liked when he would like visualize something like from that he saw from the book.
Yeah, right, Jared. I actually kind of like that. It's kind of cute.
I love their theme. You know Norby, Vico, and Eddie's theme where they go like.
But the score is actually one of the better parts about the movie too. I'll give Bruce Brogdon, even though it's not his best score. I think his best score, in my opinion, Tombstone or The Rescuers Down Under, one of those two.
Ooh,
especially The Rescuers Down Under. Oh.
Ooh, I say, tough, but
yeah,
I may say Tombstone.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous, but the film also too, the acting is fine for the most part. However, I think the three villains do a pretty damn good job, particularly Joey Pants shows up in this fucking movie. Joe Pantoliano, I'm like, wow, he's in this movie. Joey Pants, Cypher from The Matrix is in this silly comedy, but he does a good job. He's my favorite of the three, especially when he's trying to.
Which one is he?
He played He played
Norby.
He's the one that has
Norby.
He played Norby. Out of all the ones, especially when he's trying to sing Maryland a Little Lamb and making up the lyrics, so he went into unemployment. That's the only part where I really chuckled.
I kind of chuckled.
That is the part that my best friend, he watched this movie as a kid, and he said that is the scene that he would rewind over and over and over again because it would make him laugh so much as a kid.
And then Marietta got fired and went to unemployment. That is the funniest scene.
What else did Mary's Little Lamb do? Then they play. Then he put Humpty Dumpty back together again. It's not King Cole. Cole stuck his finger in the pie and yanked out the bird. How could a lamb put a Humpty together again? He ain't got fingers. And then there's this part. And then she went to unemployment. Norby, knock off the singing and read him his storybook.
Oh, Jesus. But the film, I like that scene. I'm gonna be honest though, this film's really not for me. This is just to me, this didn't really feel like. It felt like the movie really didn't know where it was going. It felt like it had really no plot. It was just a series of Rube Goldberg machines over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one moment that genuinely got a laugh out of me for I don't know. It was just caught me off guard or something, but it was when the main kidnapper, I don't know, I can't remember what happened to him, but he's just like, oh, it's because he got hit by the board.
Oh,
and then he
Eddie.
just walks, they start jumping off onto the other, and then he just
we're gonna have to
walks, and then just
wait here, yes,
starts falling. And
he starts falling. I would have laughed at that at first, but then they extended the joke way too long, and that's when I stopped laughing.
They kind of dragged the joke too long.
Oh my god,
to the point where
it's so dragged.
That's the thing too. I think, to me at least, I didn't laugh much in this movie, if at all. But I think the slapstick is better in the very beginning and everything, and then it just becomes tired as the movie
I
goes
remember
on.
watched Home Alone 2. That movie was fucking funnier. And not a lot of people like Home Alone 2.
It's not a matter of not liking it. It's like the things in Home Alone 2, the traps are unlike Home Alone 1, because in Home Alone 1, I mean, they're like traps that are okay-ish, which are good for comedy. However, the traps in a sequel would literally kill you.
Speaking of which, this motherfucking baby, he's a fucking serial killer. I mean, this guy.
My God.
Oh my God.
By the way, just so we're clear, there's I think they use twin babies for this, or maybe triplets. I don't even know.
Oh wow.
I think they were credited as twins. There were twins credited.
Twins, yes. Credits. However,
Vern fucking Troyer was the stunt double.
you know the zoo scene they have there?
Oh God, the zoo scene that drags on for so long. It's not even funny.
Well,
anyway.
Hey, they're trying their best to get the freaking baby out of the gorilla.
They take almost 15 minutes in that damn sequence. It could have been cut in half.
Now here's the thing, with you know the part when Eddie tries to get the kid, Ed, you know, like by slowly pulling him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? The thing is, when you see the gorilla, you know, grab his hands with his feet and then grabs him, you know, and all that. Here's the thing: you may notice that the baby was actually a doll right there, like a stunt.
What is this, American Sniper? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was actually the thing. No. The thing is, as soon as the gorilla wakes up, you know, the scene, you know, goes to, you know, where he's got the kid by the legs trying to pull him, you know, and it turns out that the baby that was used in that cut was actually, you know, a doll, which is a stunt, you know. You can tell the difference between a real life baby and a stunt baby or a stunt doll.
Yeah, or Vern Troyer was the stunt double apparently for the baby.
That's funny.
Oh jeez.
Funnier than anything in the actual movie, but that's
I just love it.
Yeah, that freaking gorilla.
When Ed just has this look on his face, like, like when he's.
And I only liked the chimpanzee and his reaction. If he go like, he went crazy. That's like the only, like, I don't know if that was intentional, but that got
when that gorilla like screams in his face like,
You know, I wonder if that chimpanzee was the same one as George of the Jungle.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Hey,
but yeah, this film.
Ed, watch out for those.
Also, I have to say,
what?
Laura Flynn Boyle is just the absolute worst mom.
Oh, absolutely!
Oh.
She's a horrible mother in this character, not the actress. The character. Horrible.
It's so funny because she's in Twin Peaks.
Oh,
and
fuck Donna! You hate Donna! You hate Donna!
Oh,
here's the problem. The thing is, if you have a child, you should care for it, not have someone else do it for you.
Although Cynthia Nixon, I'm surprised she was actually in this. She was the babysitter. I was like, whoa.
No, she was the well. Technically,
the nanny, whatever the fuck. But yeah, I was shocked. I didn't know she was in this movie for a very long time until I saw it again.
Also, like, let's not forget at the beginning of this movie when they start like when they're taking photographs and stuff, and they're just like, "We need you to be out of the room because like blah, blah. I'm like,
so
these
stupid,
guys are straight
so
up
gullible. That mother is so gullible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say right there. If there's one thing that really never got to me, I mean, there's a part in there that was funny where it was like, excellent, you know. But the fact that he convinces her to leave the room, you know, all because they're photographers. Thing is, if that was my child, I don't leave them with nobody unless if it's someone I actually trust and gotten to know for so long.
But yeah, the whole thing about, you know, the thieves and all that, it's pretty much just like 3 men and a baby, but it's not funny, and it's just Home Alone slapstick over and over again. But
hey, say what you will. I mean, the thing is, some people have different views and opinions on this movie. And
I just prefer John Hughes in the 80s. That's all, like, when he was making teen movies. I don't like this period of John Hughes because after Home Alone, he decided, you know what, I'm just going to phone it in almost every movie I do, except for the ones I did at Disney.
But I will say it does have its flaws in some aspect. I mean, there's some things that do not make sense. But then again, the whole point of this movie is the fact that you're trying to look at the comedy, and that's what they were trying to go for. Some people just don't want to see the
Home
comedy.
Alone's not realistic, and that movie's fucking great. So that's what I'm trying to say. You know, I'm not judging it by realism or anything. I just judge it by if it makes me laugh or not. And it didn't.
Exactly. Some people like to view it in a different point of view of what I was just talking about.
Although Roger Ebert thought apparently his review, he was terrified of the baby because he thought it was gonna be in danger. He was in danger throughout the whole movie. He was like, I thought it was the most horrifying film he ever saw.
That baby is an arsonist, so
he is a fucking
Actually, well, technically, he's an arsonist towards testicles.
Oh my god, that is some of those juvenile. That scene is one of the most juvenile things I've ever seen. I didn't laugh once. I'm just like
because
he's
here's the
burning his balls and his dick. I'm just like
even too when they were trying to like approach to make it feel juvenile. Like I didn't like really
funny because Men in Black 2 was the worst one, Hunter, and Larry from Boyle's in that. So and maybe Jared won't like her.
Here's the thing that I will also point out. Now, I never really think that, a baby could ever try to light up a match or even a lighter, because the thing is that's impossible for someone to do at that age. But then again, the whole point the movie is making is not, again,
it's not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Or it's not meant to, to like, God, what is that word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of it. It was, it's like, physical, possibilities. Like, I don't know.
Oopsie, you got the terminology. I don't know what you're talking about either, to be fair.
Is your brain farting again?
Oh, absolutely at this point. Because this movie made me fart my brain out. I'm just like, oh my god, I felt stupid when I was watching it.
Yeah, like
anyway,
the baby was cute though.
He's a fucking sociopath. He's a sociopath.
He's such a monster.
This is why this is one of the rare times where the villain. I actually sympathize with the fucking villains, and you're not supposed to.
I hate that they got caught at the
I hate
got
it
arrested
too.
at the end.
Oh god!
After all they went through.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you do bad things, then bad things will happen to you back.
Here's the thing, though. That baby did worse things than they fucking did. He's a fucking sociopath. He's the real villain of this fucking movie. This is the movie where the villain wins, technically speaking. This is like the Infinity War of kids movies.
I want somebody to, even if it ends up being me, I want somebody to do a video essay on Baby's Day Out that is focuses on, the baby being the actual villain.
The only thing about that lighter scene that you were just mentioning, okay. I mean, the laws of physics, that's what I was trying to go with. Now, the one thing that really did make me laugh is the fact that Vico stomps out the fire.
Oh jeez! And
his balls is burning, and
he's all like, "That's how you put out campfires."
And they're trying to distract. Oh my god! It's almost in a way that baby's sexually harassing that fucking guy too, because he's firing his balls. Yeah, this kid is committing sexual harassment. This baby.
Like is that? Oh, fact. He was doing it in Boy Scouts.
Look what Eric said.
You roasted your marshmallows.
Hi, Eric. How dare you? I'm telling you, if you watch Baby's Day Out, I'm telling you, he's a just for that. Thank you for stating the obvious. I know you hate him, and I know David hates him.
Hang on, is that a fact? And we used to do Boy Scouts, and you roasted your marshmallows under a pile of flaming donuts.
I want to say too, the one scene that I want to say something about it was interesting was that it was the construction scene, because that scene was done by ILM.
The ultimate
ILM of all companies did the effects for this movie.
Huh?
Whoa.
Yeah. ILM.
What?
This movie had a big budget at the time, $48 million. And yeah, an ILM somehow came on board to do this movie. How is this big budget? And how true? It wasn't as big budget as True Lies, which came out. I believe True Lies came out like a week after this movie came out, which was another Fox movie. No, July 15th, so 2 weeks later. But still, this was and True Lies, for the record, costed one. It was the first movie that costed over $100 million world for the budget. But this was big budget for the time for a kids movie, and it's just like I don't really see it too much. Feels like a $15 million movie.
It's hard to call it a kids movie when you have the adults cussing in it.
I mean, there's a bunch of kids movies where they cuss in it. The Goonies, they cuss a lot, and people consider that a kids movie.
Well, I don't agree that it's a kids movie. Like, here's the thing. Okay, I don't want to bring this into equation, but here's what I'm going to tell you right now. My dad, this past Sunday night, preached on something. And the thing is, there's a certain Bible that allowed cussing in it for some reason. And I was in my head thinking, so that particular people that create a Bible are trying to play, on the minds of children, trying to make them think that, oh, it's okay to say son of a bitch, right? Or the word bitch or that kind of thing. The thing is, it's total hypocrisy when you say that if this movie is made for kids, then it's okay to have cussing in it, even though we're not trying to have our children cuss. That's totally hypocritical. You know what I mean?
To me, then again, I'm extremely I don't really care if there's cussing in it. I really don't care. I'm just like
I'm not
whatever.
saying you should care. I'm just simply saying I just find it hypocritical when someone calls it a kids movie and yet it cusses in it. Because if you're trying to, have a kid movie, then don't let them learn any more swear words than there already is.
Then again, they shouldn't learn anything about what the baby does in this movie. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's besides the point.
Don't use matches, kids.
Do
don't
not.
Lighters.
Do not. Anyway, my point is, going to my next point, another scene I want to talk about, that construction scene. I'll say the CGI in that scene actually does still hold up pretty well because you don't really notice it. You don't really notice the CGI too much, and it's actually, and I also like the ambition of the scene. The ambition, even though it's not funny, the ambition of the scene, what they were trying to do, I can commend them for trying. But this film as a whole is just weak. I forgot about the movie in less than 24 hours.
Also, I know they bring up and make a joke out of it that, it's New York, and
it's Chicago.
It's Chicago, and a baby's walking around. People are gonna notice it, and then nobody notices it. But there are moments where, even I have disbelief.
Yeah, extreme. But another thing too is that the movie, movie should have. Another thing too. This movie should have ended at a certain point. But then the movie, when they actually find the baby with the military people, and then the movie keeps going after that. How is
Hold on a second. I'm not going to disclose which Bible it was, Hunter, but I will say, though.
It was a joke. It's a joke.
Oh yeah, I get. But here's the thing. I mean, it was a message my dad preached on this past Sunday night.
Anyway, as I was saying before, the movie goes on after they find the military guys. And then it goes on for 20 more minutes after that. I'm
is there any other point to it after that scene almost wanted to end? But no, it just keeps dragging on.
Keeps going and going, and nothing much happens in those 20 minutes.
It's like padding.
It's padding. They couldn't make it feature length.
Yeah.
Kevin was at least likable. I can't say the same about his family. I can't. I have a lot.
Hold on a second.
They purposely left him alone. That's the big theory. They purposely. Kevin is actually a likable character, and you sympathize with him. In fact, it makes the family look horrible. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, the movie goes on for far too long with the ending. I'm just like, what are you doing? And then it implies a fucking sequel where they go to China.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
China,
great.
Let me just say this. I knew that sequel was never going to come out because it wasn't because of that box office failure or whatever. It's because it's hard to make a sequel after something that you just made. Like, most movies don't need sequels, okay?
Oh, yeah. Talk to the MCU, which I'm going to play this fucking clip again, Hunter, so you can understand.
Not every movie needs a post-credit scene.
There. Continue.
You know, I don't know what you're doing why you're doing that, to spite me or to spite Hunter.
I spited Hunter, not you. That wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's annoying. Now stop it! Oh, God. But either way, to me, I mean, it's only the whole point of the movie is the fact that when you try to, think that there isn't, any, way some people get back what's coming to them after what they've done before, thing is, that's what the movie is all about, in a sense. I'm not saying it's teaching you something, but it's
about karma. I get that. It's just I don't like the execution of it. You could have done it a little bit differently, and I think it would have, been a better movie.
I will agree, but on that statement. But then again, it is what it is. Now, would I give this movie? I mean, even though I would consider it a guilty pleasure, but in a sense, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Honestly, you're not too far off from the chart where everybody else gave it, because I'm going to start first. Baby Say Out was a completely weak film that I forgot about in T-1 day. There you go, Hunter. It should have that childhood movie should have just stayed buried. I should have not watched it before. But there's this alternate future where I never saw Baby Say Out after I was 5 years old, and maybe should have stayed that way. It's my reverse Sideways.
What do you rate this movie, Victor?
2 out of 5.
All right, William. We're gonna let Jared have his rating last. So, William.
Yeah, I'm pushing. 2 out of 5 stars for Baby's Day Out. Like, it's not funny. It's very forgettable. And it's just like one of those movies where I saw it too late, to the point where I should have thought to myself, might as well just like move on from there, I guess.
I mean, and this is why John Hughes suffered in the 90s, because he was making scripts were almost the exact same thing over and over and over again. He really needed to do, after Home Alone, I think he should have done something a little bit different instead of just making these clones. Like Dennis the Menace, which I haven't seen in forever. Apparently it's the same shit. So
yeah.
The only when he actually decided to change was when he went to Disney to do 101 Dalmatians and Flubber. They were slightly different. So to me, I like Flubber. That's a guilty pleasure. I know a lot of people give that movie shit, but I actually thought it was a guilty pleasure. So
yeah, that's my rating.
As for me, this movie is not very good. It's not very funny. There's one thing I laughed at. I do actually genuinely like the villains and everything.
They're likable, and that's a problem because you're supposed to sympathize with the baby.
And also, at the end of the day, I think this movie's harmless.
It gave me.
Would I be mad if I caught I mean, obviously, you saw. 2 of you have seen it as a kid. My best friend saw it as a kid, and it's they grew up fine. It's not it's completely harmless and everything. But it again, it's a movie I forgot about after watching it.
Yeah,
but as it stands, it's not a very good movie. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10, which more or less matches your guys' 2 out of 5.
Yeah, we all match.
Mine's a 2.5 out of 5. Theirs is just.
And apparently, too, one of the weird things, even though it was a box office failure in North America, it was so popular in India and Kazakhstan. And it's one guy, is owner of a theater in Kolkata, saying it was the most successful film at his theater. It ran for 17 weeks, to the point where India made 3 remakes of this movie.
Yeah.
3.
India loves making American remakes.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And you know what else India likes to do? They just likes to do ones with musical sequels going.
And you know what's the funniest thing?
Oh wait, that's a British movie. Moving on.
You know what's the funniest thing that I just noticed? I was doing some research, and guess what the 3rd remake was called?
In
India? James Bond.
Wait, what?
Right now, it's called James Bond.
What? I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Not kidding.
It's a spy movie?
It's a 1999 movie called James Bond. You know what? I'm gonna put it in the description. Give me
my god!
In the live chat. Give me a fucking minute. I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna give you the fucking proof.
Oh my god! Hunter says this.
There.
Funny.
It should show up on your chat. There you go.
I
There it
am
is.
not joking, folks. Look this up for yourself and prove to me otherwise.
James Bond.
I can't see it.
It's in the live chat. It's not in the private chat.
Yeah.
I think you gave the wrong link.
No, I gave the right link.
You
It's
should
right.
just like copy and paste it. You should be good to go.
You know, you're talking about James Bond, the 1999 film, right?
Yes, that's the name of the fucking movie.
I am not making this shit up.
And it's a remake of Baby's Day Out. And yet it's called James Bond.
Like,
what the fuck were they smoking?
Probably smoke weed every day.
I wouldn't imagine fucking Eon Productions or MGM fucking sued their asses over this title. But yeah, 2 out of 5 for me. I guess let's go to the wheel because, oh, Jesus, 1050. Oh, dear.
Hey, can you give me a list of all the movies that are on the wheel and who put them there? Because I feel like we got
I'll do that once I'm done here. I'm gonna eat first because I haven't had dinner yet, and then I'll be sure to send you I'll send you a long message, and we'll go for there.
Because I feel like there are too many movies on the wheel, and it's not like we're going to be able to get to all of them because we don't know how long this series will last.
Yeah, it's true, but you know, I like to put in things for variety. So let's start off with my wheel, and you know what? Since I was talking about Flubber, let me go put Flubber as my first pick.
Flubber.
I don't know. I felt like watching Flubber. Like, when I was watching this Baby's Day Out, I felt like, you know what? I want to watch Flubber again. As for the other one, I have no idea what I'm going to pick. You know what? Ouch. Ouch. I'm going to pick. Okay, I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it. Oh, shit. Damn headphones, you stupid ass. You know what? I don't know. We're probably gonna get to this by the 20th, but I know it's gonna celebrate its 20th. This movie I'm about to pick is gonna celebrate its 20th anniversary in January, but you might land on it in January. We'll see because we have so many movies on the wheel. I'm gonna pick She's All That.
Oh.
And if we ever do He's All That, I'm gonna rip the shit out of it. But She's All That comes first. Because that's a better fucking movie than that other garbage dumpster fire.
Oh, fuck that movie.
But She's All That is good. I enjoyed it. Okay, Jordy. Let me get your color in here. Go 2.
All right.
All right, hang on a second.
All right.
Make us proud, Jordy.
I highly doubt that.
Oh, jeez. Now, yeah, I'm scared now.
Okay, so you know what? I want to put in a film that my brother would love to watch every time, you know, when we're on the road. And it was actually gifted by, you know, my paternal grandmother, my dad's mom. May she rest in peace as of last year. I picked the movie Cats Don't Dance.
That recently got a Blu-ray.
It's got announced for a Blu-ray. It's not out yet, but
right. Isn't
listen,
that animated movie?
Like Baby's Day Out, I haven't seen this movie in about 12 years. The last time I saw it was a rerun on Cartoon Network, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't know what I'm in for.
Isn't that animated movie?
Yes, it's from Turner Feature Animation. It was I think it was the only movie they did, Turner Feature Animation.
Okay.
And then they went bankrupt because Warner Brothers decided, hey, let's focus on our main division. And then we got Quest for Camelot, and that pretty much killed everything.
Okay.
All right, what's the other one?
The other one, well, I don't know if you guys have seen this film, even though I think it's been, you know, on demand or then again, I know it may have been released in some theaters that were probably indie, but whatever. Have you guys ever seen Batman Under the Red Hood?
That's a direct-to-video movie, and no, I haven't seen it.
Movie.
Yes.
I want that to be put in there too.
I have the.
That is a
DVD.
fantastic Batman movie.
I have
Okay.
the DVD of it somewhere.
All right then. All right, I put it on there. I just have to find the right color for William. I'm getting my memories.
Oh
a bit shit right
boy.
now. Go on.
hold
on, boy. Go ahead.
Oh boy, I could go for
All right,
it.
continue, Jordy. What you were gonna say?
The only reason I put Cats Don't Dance there is to pay tribute to my brother, and for Batman Under the Red Hood, that is like my first animated Batman movie I think I've ever seen.
It's a great.
Isn't it the one where was it? Which Winchester was it? Sam or Dean was in that fucking movie? It's one of the main characters from Supernatural that plays the bad guy. I forget Jason Todd, I think. Or was
it's basically telling the story of how Jason Todd essentially became the Red Hood because of the Joker.
I think it was Jensen Ackles out of the two. Yeah, it was Jensen Ackles. Okay, who plays I can't even which one was Sam and which one was he? What was the Jared Padalecki character and what was the Jensen? Sam or Dean? I'm gonna say Dean. I'm gonna say Dean. But William, go ahead.
Jared Ross just said he can't hear anymore. He can't hear anymore.
Wait.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello,
Jared.
I think he's refreshing his page.
Oh shit.
No, we gotta go. We gotta go back. Oh, shut up with Lost.
Oh,
we gotta go back, Kate. We gotta go back. I get it.
Hold on. Think about Aaron and don't you dare say his name.
That's right. He slapped you. God damn it. This is the Lost episode. I should just rename
Here's
it
the thing.
Lost.
Hold on a second. Don't you dare say his name. Aaron.
Was it Claire who slapped him?
Oh God.
Was it? I don't remember that.
It was Kate.
It was Kate. Yeah, it was the and that flash forward, the same flash forward. I don't think it was the same one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same one. Yeah. Oh, come on. Jared.
Come on, Jared.
Come on, buddy.
I was about to announce my first one, and you're
Come on. This is your last full-time episode. Why are you abandoning us altogether now? Or can you hear me now?
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
I was gonna say.
I feel like the Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Like, I don't know, like everything on my end, like there was the little circles, everything went black.
Oh, I get that sometimes. You sometimes refresh the page. Did Lost predict the slap? There is so many people who get slapped on the show. Jared could count. And I wanted somebody to make a tally of everybody who gets slapped throughout all 6 seasons. There was a lot of slapping. A lot of slapping. And I'm not talking about fight season, like legitimate slapping. Jesus Christ. Anyway, go ahead, William.
Oh man, I could pick any movie in the world as my top 2 because I'm gonna pick one good, one bad movie.
Okay, here we go.
But I want to start with the good movie first.
Okay, good choice.
So my first movie, well, since Jared has put in one of his favorite movies on the wheel, which was Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut, I decided to go with The Jungle Book 2016.
Oh, the remake of Jungle Book, not the original.
Just don't let the dumb hoe hear you say that.
Also, I want to correct. Oh, Peter Vo. This episode will be dedicated to Peter Vo because there's too much talking.
Where are thou?
There was too much talking, and it was hard to see anything going on at night. Or how about this one? Like, there was too much talking, and it was too hard to see anything going on at night. And by the way, I forgot some Chinese food.
Jared.
What you
Jared.
right? I'll have some wonton soup, and then.
But yeah, I actually want to correct something real quick because 101 Dalmatians was not the first Disney live action remake of the 90s because there was a 1994 Disney remake directed by Stephen Sommers starring Jason Scott Lee. I think Lena Headey is in that.
Oh, that's right.
In the movie too. That's the first Disney remake.
Yeah, The Jungle Book. I had that as I watched that as a kid a lot.
So it was. That's technically
Did he
the
go
second
see
remake
Walk?
of that. Oh God.
Hey, I had the shitty chicken.
All right, William, what's your?
All right. And now for the bad movie. So I don't know what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna be honest, because there could be so many bad movies I can choose from. But oh man, I could pick any bad movie in the world.
Oh, guys, this is the first episode to go over 3 hours in a long time. Oh God, David's gonna kill me.
But
it's my episode.
It's true. It is your swan song. I'm gonna cut him some slack. This is the last episode with Jared cut me some slack. All right, continue, William. Keep thinking.
Okay. This next movie is one of the most notorious bad movies just to come out this decade.
Oh,
this movie is probably gonna get a laugh from a lot of people. Let me take a deep breath.
And we're out of time. Too bad, William.
And copyright infringement from me. Here we go. Copyright infringement number 5,772. Go get the smoke monster for making it copyright infringement.
Here we go.
Lock there.
Here we go. Mac and me.
The McDonald's commercial. All right.
I've always wanted to see that.
All right, favorite movie. Also, it's not from this decade. It came out in 1989, I believe, or 88. One of those 2 years.
I didn't say the decade. I just said.
You said decade. Did he say decade?
Oh, I swear.
I got you. You said decade.
I didn't specifically said the decade it came out.
You said this decade. You mean this current?
I didn't say.
Boy, what I'm gonna have to do with you?
I don't know.
And there's gonna only be 3 of us next time, so I have to really be babysitting you two. Oh. Unless, of course, Jared's movie lands on the wheel and he'll have get extra babysitter. But yeah, oh my God, Mac and me. And since this is the last, maybe the last regular episode for Jared, I'm going to let him go last. You go now.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you. That's
okay.
you.
Glad you liked it, Hunter.
All right.
By the way, when you do come back, you are allowed to pick a movie if you want.
Okay.
You know.
For my first pick, Samurai Cop.
I thought you were about to say Samurai Jack.
Oh my
God! For a minute there, I thought when you were about to end it with a cut, I thought you were about to say cock.
Samurai Cop, isn't that a notoriously bad movie or something? Like
yes, it is made by an Iranian filmmaker who barely spoke a lick of English.
Oh my God. Let's see if I can get a fucking link to watch this movie. I don't even know if it's rare or not.
Right now it is on Tubi.
Oh, it's on Tubi. Wonderful.
Jared,
Wonderful.
isn't like didn't Riff Tracks did?
Riff Tracks did it. Red Letter Media's talked about it. I've seen it.
Samurai Cop.
I want to own the Blu-ray of it. I own the Blu-ray of the second
There's
movie.
a fucking
Don't watch
Blu-ray
the second
of
movie.
that.
Except for Lexi Bell. She's really good in it. Lexi Bell, the porn star. She's in it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. There's a porn star in this movie. Wonderful. That's all
the second movie.
Oh, the second movie. There's a second one?
Made years later, so it's not as
Jesus,
good.
I know I agree that Julia was hot, but God damn it, she's a good actress and a good character. Jesus Christ. Porn star. Oh God. Anyway, what's your next one?
Well, since it is my final episode, possibly, maybe.
For now, I'll say
time.
for now. As full time, but like in terms of like on the show, no, because you know.
I will be showing up from time to time.
Yes.
Before we get into the next pick, I want to announce that John Romita Sr. has passed away at the age of 93.
Wow.
Who was that one? Who was that?
My God, the Wolverine and
he was the Marvel Comics artist, of Wolverine, the Thunder, and Mary Jane Watson.
Oh God damn.
Damn. Like 2023. Why?
At least I watched Lost because this month could have been shitty for me, but at least I watched Lost. It told me to let go, just like Jack. You gotta let go.
Victor,
I
no
know.
Lost.
But you referenced the slap that Kate did to Jack.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's a funny moment for me. So shut
That
up.
was a serious moment. Anyway.
Shut up.
All right,
more.
Jared. All right.
Jared, go.
It's time, guys.
Time for what?
What?
For 3.5 hours.
No.
No.
Alexander.
Say what? What did you say?
Alexander, my favorite movie.
That's the movie?
Yeah.
Box office
About Alexander the
Which
Great.
cut are you even talking about?
The ultimate cut.
Oh,
The
God, the
fourth
longest one? Kill me.
No, it's the second longest one.
If I can even find the damn cut anywhere. If I can even find the damn cut.
If it's the final cut, it's okay.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Okay. It's
Alexander,
okay.
though.
Alexander.
Girl's ass.
Victor Woolley, it's okay.
It's in
It's okay.
Alexander.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That'll be an episode that will be highly anticipated because you just dropped the ball.
Because not only is it my favorite movie, but it is a movie that nobody likes.
Nobody except you.
Oh my
Oh,
Actually,
my God.
you would be surprised if you go on my old review of Alexander. It gets so many views and there's so many people that genuinely like it.
Was it which cut was it? Was it Alexander Revisited, the ultimate cut? Isn't it called that?
That's the final cut, which
so
is actually the third cut. The ultimate cut is the fourth cut.
Oh, okay. There. All right. I got confused. There's too many damn cuts of this damn movie. Jesus Christ, that's more cuts.
I'll
than
say
fucking...
the ultimate cut because it's the newest one, and it was on Blu-ray.
Okay, let's just spin the wheel.
Alex
oh my
freaking
God,
Xander.
I have
Jared.
a headache. It's not a tumor. Oh.
It's not.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah, thank you, Jared.
Oh God, that thing's intimidating.
I know.
There are way too many damn movies on this.
I'm
reel.
also alcoholed up, so.
Oh, jeez. At least you weren't drunk. We were watching Lost, at least. Oh, God. We're talking about Lost, not watching it. I was watching it. But anyway, let's just spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel, okay? All right.
Go ahead. Spin the wheel.
All right, here we go. Oh, God.
Please be a good one.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The car.
Oh, my God.
One more week. One more week. You get to stay home.
Oh, wow.
Well, so much for you leaving, I guess.
So much.
It's a two-parter.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. That is wonderful.
Tremors.
What will happen? What will happen if he's not here for the week after that? I mean, is there going to be should we spin it again?
I mean, no. I mean, well, he's gonna be here. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'll be here for this.
I know that, but let's spin it again. In case he has to be here for the week after next week.
I guess, yeah. In case I have to.
In case you have. What do you mean? In case. Wait. I'm confused.
I don't know.
I am confused by what you meant by that. Go ahead and reiterate.
I said, let's spin it again. So that way, what happens, for next week after next week.
I mean, I like to do it once a week to retain suspense, and I think that's what I'm going to do.
I want to see if he'll land on another movie of his.
Oh, God.
You know what? This next pick, I'm going to spin it. However, this will not count. This is not going to count, okay?
We'll just see if it picks.
This is not going to count. This is not going to be for the week after that. It's just going to be just for fun to see if it would land on it. It's because whatever it lands on next is not going to be the movie that's going to follow Tremors. It's going to be something else. I just want to spin it just for fun to see if it lands on something Jared picked. So I'm going to do that right now, okay? Let's see if Jared lands. Remember, it's not the next movie after Tremors. It's just Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god!
No, it's the
Wait,
crow.
no, it didn't.
Oh, it barely cheated.
The
Oh,
crow?
it barely. Okay, it barely cheated. Remember, the crow doesn't count. The crow does not count. The crow doesn't count because we only spent it just for fun to see if it would land, but it didn't land. So
It almost did though.
it did almost did though. I was just funny. So the crow's not next, not the following week after that. It's gonna be something else. I'm just gonna keep it on there. I'm just did it for fun. So that's that. But the next one we will review is Tremors.
This is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I
interesting.
put this on the wheel because I've never seen it either.
I've never seen it either.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've never
Probably
seen
when
it.
I was at
I
a
know
theme
Kevin
park.
Bacon's in it. I know it deals with monsters.
Oh, boys, we got
Fuck you!
So in other words, we don't have to say goodbye to Jared. We don't. We don't need to get the trade up. We can do that next week. So let's just get
It's a two-parter.
or maybe 3-parter or 4-parter
Oh,
or God
geez.
forbid a 5-parter.
And then we're gonna have to save the crow for a next time for
well,
like after Tremors.
Let me tell you
No,
something.
I said,
Jared.
like I said,
Maybe
the
at
crow
that
doesn't
point
count.
I just won't be putting
Wait,
any
wait, wait,
movies.
wait. What is it, Victor?
That I said that the crow didn't count. I just spun it just for fun to see if it would land on it. The crow doesn't count, so the crow will be landed a different time and when it's really landed. Okay.
Oh,
so that's
when it's really
when it really
We were
lands on
just
it.
trying to see if it would like land on me again, and it
Yeah,
almost.
we were trying to. We were trying to.
Okay.
So yeah, Jordy, do your outros. We don't have to go all sentimental and cry about Jared leaving. But anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jordy.
Well, here's the thing, Jared. If you land on it like about another 3 more times the next 3 weeks, trust me, you're not going anywhere. Believe me, I know. But anyway,
Oh God, yeah, I forgot
He
about
says
that.
the crow doesn't count. Not yet.
folks, that's going to be it for this edition of the Popcorn Panel Podcast, episode number 42. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you missed your chance in the live chat, comment down below. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Also, be sure.
And
to
I would like to
subscribe.
hear your opinions on Lost. Thank you very much.
Shut the
Fuck up.
If you haven't subscribed already, then please do that and hit the notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever this channel, the David 2000 Network, does an upload, a premiere, or a live stream like this one at all times. Same goes for the Count, Victor Del Val, the Conqueror, William Braun, and the Saint, Jared Ross, and yours truly, the Youngblood Outsider, Jordy Scout, a.k.a. J. Munzel Jet. With that being said, God bless you all. Have a great night and stay healthy for Barry tomorrow. Now, if you excuse me, I got to go to sleep because 3 hours and 10 minutes is way too much for me on this show. So,
I'm sorry.
one more thing before I go. Time is on my side. Run.
That was actually good.
See you in another life, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you excuse me, Jared,
And now I
Yes.
know people are gonna go back. I know people are gonna go back. We're all gonna go back. Goodbye, because we're all gonna go back.
All the buzzard bitches.